And we're live here at the Station of Decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal.
That would make me terrible, Troy.
And that would make her introduce
Tara
yourself, Tara. Yeah. I should have let you know. Tara's our newest co-host, so I should let her know. She normally I would introduce her, but
Lord, man, just throw her in there with no floaties, I guess.
That's how we work here with us. The first week we're nice, so then the next time you're just throwing you out there.
Well, that's because the co-host in his infinite wisdom used last week's link from StreamYard and was wondering where everybody was.
Oh, for you, I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Fair enough. And joining us here, the actress, writer, director, cosplayer, model, Morrigan Thompson-Milam. It's good to have you here. Milam.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you here. It's going to be a good time. So I do
want
want to mention,
blast.
yeah, My Blade is your salvation from James Dean. The Indiegogo is up right now. We'll put the link everywhere, and you are involved.
I am, and I'm so excited. You have no idea how much I freaking love Italian horror. I've been wanting to do one of these since I started acting, and finally I've got one. And I get to play a forensic scientist, and I love that because, like, you know, Abby from NCIS, she's super cute, super cool.
She's the best character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you already asked. My next question was, are you a Giallo fan? So that's great because. So do you have any particular ones that like stand out to you?
So I actually just got asked this by a good friend what my favorite Giallo film was, and it is The House by the Cemetery.
Oh, nice.
But I also like Cat and Brain as well.
Yeah. Oh, Cat in the Brain. That's a great one too.
Yes.
So yeah, you're well versed in Giallo.
I just have this thing about poorly dubbed Italian horror. And I think that's why James and I get along so well, because like there's nothing better for me personally than sitting down and watching someone like die, but the audio is just off by a hair.
Do you know? It might be too early, or maybe you know, or maybe it's more a question for James, who will be on soon. Do you know if they're going to do anything like that? Will there be like any dubbing, or will it be an American movie, but you know, in the Giallo like world?
So it's gonna be an American movie, but like in the Giallo world. We, and by we I mean James specifically, made a post that he was like, if we could get the funding to do a poorly dubbed Italian version of this film, that we would, you know, because I mean, why wouldn't you do that? That's like, you have to at least have a version of this movie with some poor dubbing. And I told James, I was like, listen, I promise you, I will learn Italian. I will do this because I've never. It has to happen. That would be perfect.
Yeah, even if it's for a scene, I think that now it's got to be.
I agree.
Yeah. Tara, I know you get a lot of cool stuff on New Village Video. Are you into Giallo?
I am. I actually just probably got into it a couple years ago, and I saw one recently. I believe it was called, and I'm not sure if it'd be considered Giallo film, but I think it's called House at the End of the Street. Have you heard of that one, or The Edge of the Park? It's like the one where the people break into their house and then they all end up getting like murdered by everyone. It's kind of like
Last House on the Left, but it's
Yeah.
a Italian movie.
Yeah. That one is like, I don't know. I just think those films are hilarious because first off, I love the fashion. And they just have these gorgeous women, but then it's like super gory and like Morgan was saying, the dubs, there's just something so cute about it. But yeah, I definitely love Giallo films. You have good taste, Morgan.
Thanks. So do you.
So when you first worked with James on Triple Xmas, was that the first movie you guys worked together on?
Yes.
So right away, do you gel right away? Like, oh, this is a guy I would like to continue to work with?
So I always, when I'm talking to directors, I always try to feel the personality out before I commit time and going to a whole other state to be with this person for X amount of days. And I really didn't get the opportunity to do that with James, so I kind of just raw dogged it because Krispy Kreme was she's such a dynamic character, and that was one of my first lead roles, and I couldn't believe that I was given something with so much depth. I know she's just, to most people, she's just a sex worker on a porn set, like, and killer Santa Claus and all that other shit, but like, when you look at the characters that I've gotten to play, Krispy Kreme is definitely someone that has had lots and lots of depth to her character. Sorry, my husband is distracting me.
Oh, no worries.
So I got to meet him, and the first day that I met him, he made some kind of joke, and I don't remember what it was, but I knew immediately that I was going to love this guy and I was going to want to work with him again. And as the week went on, because I spent about 7 days on set there, I think total, it was just more and more and more. Like, he's fantastic. The the way he carries himself on set, and how he is with his actors and his crew members, and just he's a really good guy. Definitely a diamond in the rough because I've worked with lots of people and none of them ever could compare. He's fantastic.
How important is that, once you find someone that you gel with, you trust, that you like to be around, especially in independent film, to like, oh, these are the people I would like to continue to work with.
Can you run that by me one more time?
Like, how
You
important?
did a cutout.
Oh, sorry about that. How important is it, once you find people that you gel with and you like to be around and you trust, like that, I'm going to continue to work with these people in independent film.
Oh, super important. I mean, it's also very important to get yourself out there and to just kind of, let things come as they may. But if you can find people that you really, really work with well, and there's never any issues, and it's that's a big goal. That's like that's really, what you kind of want in this industry, because you're usually going to work with the same people over and over and over again. So finding a group and then being able to stick with that group kind of lessens, I guess, the anxiety of things. The what if I factor of it all. Because you never know. What if you show up and then, your cast partner is not someone you gel with? Or what if the director is someone you don't gel with, and then now you're stuck with them in this role for a week?
Bone Johnson here. Hello, Crickfoot lives.
Crickfoot does live.
Now that is a movie, Crickfoot, I believe.
Yes, it is.
We played the trailer here many times. Are you involved in Crickfoot?
I am not. I'm
All right.
sad that I am not, honestly,
right.
because it's fantastic.
In an upcoming sequel, I believe that'll work out. And Triple Xmas is on New Village Video. If people have not seen it, go and rent it.
Yes,
It is.
it's so good.
It's actually probably one of the most popular rentals we've ever had on there. So,
Oh, James, if you're watching this.
James, just so you know.
And Felissa Rose, which I believe you worked with before, you'll be working with again.
I'm so excited to work with her. One of those people that you can have a good time with, and then as soon as she gets on set, it's just serious mode. You just absorb so much from that woman. It's fantastic.
Along those lines, because you're a pretty young person, and you worked with like a lot of veteran actors like Felissa Rose. How much does that help you as an actor when you're working with a veteran actor?
I attribute a lot of my growth to the veterans that I have gotten to work with. I have a really I don't really have many big peeves, I guess, but my biggest pet peeve is when there's someone on set that has done tons of film work and is phenomenal at it, and people don't take the time to just like absorb something from them, because I remember being on set with Felissa, and we did a dry run for the scene where Attila the Hun gets his dick bit off by the elf.
And I like that everyone here has a big smile on their face for that.
It's like the best scene ever. I love it so much. And Felissa let out this scream. And I just remember being next to her and just being like, oh my God. I didn't know you can yell like that. And I just looked at her and I was like, how did you do that? Where did that come from? And then she told me where she did it, like how she was doing it. And then the next take that we did where they were filming, I gave it a go. And I have never screamed like that in my life. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I don't know if you've seen a Hard Place, her recent movie. She's so good in it.
She just won an award for it, as she should
Yeah.
have, because holy crap. Phenomenal.
Yeah. I think it's her best performance, and she's great in everything, but it's awesome.
I mean, it really seems like well, they gave her such a good character.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as you give a phenomenal actor, a phenomenally written character, they're gonna excel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something for her really to sink her teeth in.
Yeah, literally.
So James is here, Monster Kid Production.
Hi, James.
Let's see, our friend Adam Newman from Dreamscape Productions. Question from Morgan. Obviously, you work a lot in horror, but what other genres are you looking to dive into, if any?
Okay. I have two. And the first one, not so shocking. I want to do comedy, which I actually am getting to do a comedy. And that is literally all that I can say. I wish I could. Oh my God. Okay. It's like Porky's, which is even better. But okay, that's all I can say. And then I have no shame. I want to do Lifetime movies so bad.
Really?
I want them to cover my tattoos and give me a turtleneck sweater to make me like a Christian housewife so unbelievably bad. So bad.
Like a Christmas movie.
Yes,
Yeah,
like I
fall
want
in
to do
love
a
with
Marley and Me
snowman
so
or
bad.
something. There you go.
Something your mom can watch.
Yeah, I need to do something my mom can watch.
What was I gonna ask there? Are you a fan of those movies?
I actually do kind of like some of the Lifetime movies. I'm not ashamed, I will say. It's usually the holiday ones too, because family and Christmas. What is the one holiday movie? Lifetime showed it, and it's got Michael Keaton.
It's Jack Frost.
It was on Lifetime a lot when I was a kid, and I love that movie.
And it's not the other Jack Frost with the killer
That
snowman.
one's good too, but that one's
I'm
not
a
on
fan.
Lifetime.
Don't let her lie. She only likes the shower scene.
That's the only scene that I like, actually, is the shower scene.
Well,
God bless.
It is the best snowman sex scene, I think, in horror films.
I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
Have you seen Jack Frost, Tara?
I actually haven't.
I
Oh,
would
please watch
I
it.
think all these years I've been
That's definitely
confusing
worth it.
the Michael Keaton one with
Right.
the Finger one.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi. My husband said it's on Tubi.
I was so excited last year at Dead of Winter convention in some festival, and someone had I was like, they had a Jack Frost T-shirt, the horror movie, and I was like, oh my God! So I bought it because I'd never seen a Jack Frost.
I've
movie.
never seen a T-shirt. They make
No.
It's awesome. I need one ASAP.
Yeah, and it's I don't forget who sold it. I can find out but they don't sell stuff online. I think to avoid any.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
but yeah, if you find them
Yeah.
at a convention or a festival, I'll find out who it was. But it's very cool. By the way, you have a very cool shirt. You got the
Me?
Cannibal Holocaust
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
That's super cool.
It's one of my favorites. I tend to try to collect shirts that offend the majority populace. So when I saw this one, I was like, "Oh, Mama's got to have that faux show."
What is it?
It is so it's the scene leading up to the woman getting impaled, and then if you look back there, it's the woman getting impaled.
Oh, okay. I recognize that now.
Yeah.
It's great because I grew up in the 80s and it was like impossible to get horror movie shirts. Maybe you'd send away for one like in Fangoria for a lot of money. And it's cool now, especially I mean you can even get horror movie shirts at Walmart, not Cannibal Holocaust, but
Yeah.
but at conventions and festivals you can get reasonably priced all kinds of horror movie shirts.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Some of
It's
the most
fantastic.
obscure things you can think of. Yeah.
Was Cannibal Holocaust the movie where they actually like arrested the director because they thought
Yes.
the cast died or something like that.
That would be Ruggiero Deodato, and that guy is probably the sweetest old man ever. It is crazy that he made this. I will never. The correlation, it doesn't make sense.
Did you get to meet him?
No, I just have a weird obsession with him and his film
Yeah,
work. Yeah.
he was going to be on the show about a year before he passed away, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. But it would have been
the
amazing.
way.
Yeah.
The way that I would have loved that. Oh my
And I don't think it gets enough credit for, Blair Witch deserves a lot of credit, obviously. Like, it's very influential. But Cannibal Holocaust is really like the first found footage. I mean, that's found footage way before Blair Witch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's way, way gnarlier.
Oh, yeah.
Way gnarlier. Blair Witch did not scare me. Cannibal Holocaust is definitely going to keep me out of the Amazon rainforest. That's for sure.
You do not like watching that movie a bunch.
What?
Holocaust.
No.
I will watch it more than you.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really watch a lot of the gory stuff right now since I've had one child and I'm getting ready to have another. When you experience real life gore, it tends to kind of make you a little queasy.
Has that affected you as an actor?
No, surprisingly, experiencing it does not affect me at all. But like to watch, so I was watching Shaun of the Dead at like 3 a.m. the other night, and it gets to the scene where David gets ripped apart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And it made me I had to turn it off. It made me nauseous. And Shaun of the Dead's like my favorite zombie movie. I love that movie. But that scene is gross to me now. Oh my god. Very well done special effects.
Yeah.
I
What's
love that movie.
So good.
Yeah, it is very fun. Since we're talking about zombies, because we're actually doing Zombie Month this month. Last week we had Jim Crut from Dawn of the Dead. Last night I had Isaac Esman from a new zombie movie. So you mentioned Shaun of the Dead. What are some of your other favorite zombie films?
So my all-time most rewatched zombie film, I've literally run it into the ground for my poor husband, is Zack Snyder's 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake.
All right.
Yes, that one's awesome.
Now, hold up. Because I made a little discovery, and I have to add this to my list. So, I absolutely love Ray Stevenson. And on top of Ray Stevenson, I absolutely love Richard Brake. And I discovered a film called Outpost. Holy shit, is that film great? First off. Second, it's like paranormal zombies. Like there's some spiritual stuff, but it's zombies. And the second one is even better because it's all zombies. Fantastic. They run and they're super violent, like the Nazi zombies in Dead Snow. Like it I love that. Running violent zombies are my kryptonite.
Interesting, because I think people probably my age and older are anti running zombie. But
there tends to be a split down the middle between like old Romero zombies, the shamblers, and then the faster running zombies.
But
I'm fast.
You're all right. We're probably split here, but Return of the Living Dead, you have both running and like shambling. And
yeah,
I think people kind of look over that and they talk, and
I love that they talk.
Yeah,
I love that they talk anyway. I mean,
yeah, I do too. It's great. Have you had a chance to play a zombie?
No, I was gonna do Return of the Corn Zombies, or not Return of the Corn Zombies. It was Return. I was gonna do the second one, and then I had to back out of it, unfortunately, and I was really bummed. Because I love Acrostar films. SJ is fantastic. No, it was the first one. Let me fix that. It is the first Corn Zombies. That was the one I was gonna be in. And he wrote Fast Zombies in for like to fucking mess with me, because I told SJ, I was like, listen, I don't know how well I'm gonna do if these things are moving fast, because I have mega anxiety about fast running zombies. It stresses me out. I've been to the simulations that we have here in Cleveland. I did not do good. I didn't do good at all. So,
You'd be fucked if I turned you those out.
What
oh my god, yeah, you run so fast. So like He wrote in some super fast zombies stuff, and then my death scene was supposed to be like a fast horde of them and all kinds of stuff. And he's such a stink. I remember being bummed that I was gonna miss out on that experience, but also my anxiety was like, well, at least you don't have to like choose fight or flight right now, man. Good lord.
Robert Kennedy, I've worked with Felissa on 4 films. She has taught me so much, especially how to just relax and do my thing.
She does help you go with the flow. She can tell if you're anxious too. And then it's done with, because she'll be on it. What did that say? Ready to ice skate.
ADHD trash. Morgan, ready to ice skate and sip cocoa with Santa.
I would love to sip cocoa with Santa.
Bone Johnson, look, I'm a huge sucker for the past Lifetime TV show Army Wives. My wife got me hooked on it. I binged an entire season in one night.
I've heard of Army Wives. I like TV like that, though, something you can just put on and disassociate into.
Yeah, I think there's this hidden crossover connection here of Time Life fans and horror fans here in our show.
Yeah.
I guess they don't want to admit it, but now they have free reign to admit their love.
I mean, horror fans can be sensitive. There's nothing wrong with, enjoying a little soft movie moment. It doesn't have to be all gore all the time.
Oh yeah. No, I grew up with like the '80s like coming of age movies, like Say Anything and holding the boom box over his head. Yeah.
Every person I know, the more like messed up films they like, the more of like the opposite side. They have like a super sensitive, sweet, like poetic side.
I try not to let people see that too much.
Yeah.
I don't want them to know that I'm on the inside. I'm a marshmallow.
I always cry when Mufasa dies in The Lion King.
Oh,
You know.
If you don't at least get a little choked up, you don't have a soul.
Yeah, I can't make it through that scene.
Yeah, I cry at a lot of stuff. I cry at stuff that I probably shouldn't even be crying at. What are you thinking of right now?
Just smiling.
Oh man, because it's true. The other day we were watching Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
I cry at the I cry at the hop. Oh my God, John. I can't believe I just admitted that on a podcast that I cry when
he does Simple Jack.
When he's Simple Jack.
It's sweet though.
Which is like one of my favorite bits of the whole movie.
What is it? What is the line? All I can think of is him saying
he's wiggling around a stuffed animal bunny and screaming, "Wake up, hop hop!
Wake up, hop hop!"
You don't like what he says, "Mama, we can have ice cream and now you can have ice cream in heaven."
Oh my God! It just gets me every time, man.
Yeah.
I cry at the Gilbert Grapes.
What's eating Gilbert
the I think it's Family Guy or American Dad. They did a squirrel version of What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
All right, when you said I cried at What's Eating Gilbert Grape, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then
Oh my God, no! It's the squirrel version.
Family Guy squirrel version. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh
my gosh, I'm so sensitive. It's heinous.
Well, that's because you're an artist,
True, it does have its benefits. Being able to cry on cue is fantastic. I attribute my sensitivity to that, but other than that, it sucks.
So now people know, like, to get into crying, you start thinking about the squirrel scene. And
I'm just thinking of Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder. Wake up, hop hop.
That's your method.
Just sobbing.
Disremembered story.
What did I do with Disremembered?
I just cried because I wasn't there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Disremembered was my first like super big, I guess, serious film. And I was in the midst of my first trimester of my first son. And so the first couple of days we did all of our like stuff that was filmed in the basement, like, where I was chained up and, Angel was torturing me and whatever. And I had real tears the whole time. And someone asked, like, how are you doing that? Because it's really hard to make yourself cry on cue, I guess. And I was like, it's really not that hard. I'm pregnant and miserable, and I just want my husband to be here right now. I miss him.
Aw.
It was hilarious in hindsight. Not hilarious in the moment, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's very sweet. So, were you always a horror movie fan? Or the movie
Yes.
fan in general?
Strictly horror movies the majority of my life. I watch stoner dude comedies, but it's majority horror films. It's always been that way.
And you said, if you did a Lifetime movie, it's something your mom could watch. So, what did your family think of you watching horror movies?
Well, my parents raised me on horror films, and I suppose what I mean by something my mom could watch is like something where I'm not naked.
All right, fair enough.
Because the majority of my films have at least my butt cheeks in them. And
Uh-huh.
while my mother did wipe my cheeks, she doesn't want to see my cheeks. I'm
Right.
27.
It wasn't as an adult. I assume.
So,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to somewhere soon get a film in there where I can be like, mother, father, you can watch this. It's safe, I promise. My grandparents are the kind of Christians that believe that ghosts could like come through the TV.
Oh wow.
I was raised Southern Baptist, so they're like, you know. So horror for them was, I think one time they watched a movie about the how many plagues is there? Is there 7?
7?
7 plagues. There was a movie on Sci-Fi about the 7 plagues, and it had this blonde woman with kind of like choppy hair. I can't think of what The Reaping, I think,
I'm not sure.
is what it's called. I think they watched that. I remember us all watching that. But aside from that, my grandparents not into it. My great grandmother, though, we would sit and watch Sci-Fi on the weekends all night, like
Really?
all night. Terrible Sci-Fi movies all the time.
Those ones are the best, though.
Oh yeah.
I watched one about ice spiders.
That one's a tremendous. Yeah.
Like there was one about ice spiders, and then I remember the first Sharknado came out when she was still alive, and we watched that, and she was like blown away by the concept of sharks in a tornado.
I think that's amazing that your great grandmother was watching sci-fi original movies. That was really its own. That became its own genre, honestly.
Oh yeah.
My great grandma was fun. She was real fun. My great grandpa liked old westerns and stuff, which I have a love hate for John Wayne and all that jazz. But
and you're lucky to because not a lot of people even that know their great grandparents, so that was lucky to have time with them.
I had really, I guess, young parents, and they had young parents, so it kind of benefited for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Troy and I are brothers, and we used to go visit our great grandparents every year in Pennsylvania. And I just grew up just assuming everyone did.
Yeah.
But later as I got older, I was like, oh, that was it was a special time to be able to know them at all.
Yeah, and I got to my great grandma got to see me graduate high school.
Nice.
Which was phenomenal. A lot of people don't get that at all. So yeah, it was nice. You don't really think about that kind of thing because everybody talks about their grandparents and you just kind of assume, as someone that had them, like, oh, you must mean your great grandparents too.
Yeah. So you said your parents raised you in horror. So what are like your first memories of horror films, and what like stuck with you? Like, oh, maybe this is something I'd like to do someday.
So,
Bruce Campbell.
Oh my God, he knew it was coming. So my first memory with horror is watching The Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness, and then I became obsessed with Bruce Campbell, and I'm still obsessed with Bruce Campbell. And I knew at a very young age that I wanted to be an actress. I am an only child. I'm an Aquarius. I hate being center of attention, but I love being center of attention. So like it was just a matter of time before that applied to like my career. And just something about being able to, that man gets on set and is just himself. Like he's in character, but he's also still Bruce. And I loved that. I loved the idea of being able to put myself into a character like that and still be me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think when you think of Bruce Campbell, you think of Ash, and you think when it is him is what you think of. So
Absolutely, because you watch that man in real life talk, and it's the same bravado. It's like the same shit that Ash Williams says is the same shit that Bruce Campbell would say, and I love that. I love that so much.
and it's one of the maybe the only it's definitely one of the only horror franchises where the hero is like the main character.
Mhm.
It
Everything else is
is.
all based around the villain.
It is. It's kind of nice. I wish that it could be done more, but I also think that Ash Williams is kind of an anomaly, like a
So-
one of a kind.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
He's also one of the only final guys.
He is one of the
It's
only
true,
final
it's true.
guys.
You don't see that anymore.
No, you don't. And they slutted him up in Army of Darkness, so like he had his little booby moment.
Have you ever seen the musical, like the live musical?
I want to so bad. My husband and I want to go so bad.
It was really fun. I went for my birthday 2 years ago and sat in the splatter section, and so you have to put like a poncho on because you get splattered with blood. But it is a very, very fun experience.
I love that. That sounds like a Gwar concert.
And Bruce Campbell's not there, but it's still
That's
it's still
okay.
fun. Yeah.
I
I
don't.
quote it like once or twice a week.
Huh?
I said I quote that musical like once or twice a week. I go around going, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh my god, all the time. Oh my god, all the time. We've seen snippets of the musical because usually when
Yeah,
it
it's
comes
like
to
on
town, I'm
YouTube. Yeah.
with children or something lately, so we haven't been able to go. So we just YouTubed it and watched some of the bits and pieces. Oh my god, it looks like it would be so fun live.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. And I do want to mention that unfortunately, you guys had a car accident not long ago, and so you guys have a GoFundMe to help cover your expenses, which I'm going to share on the website, the live show, everywhere. And if you just want to talk about that,
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so on Mother's Day, we were on our way to his parents' house and my tire blew. And so my car overcorrected and we went across 3 lanes of traffic and a semi clipped us.
Wow.
We spun out and went into a ditch. John got the worst of it. I was fine. I had adrenaline going, so I like ripped shit off my window and like tore my door open and was trying to get back to my baby because Rowan was in the car. The semi hit the side that my son was on. And if it would have hit him just a little closer, I don't think that they would be here.
Wow.
Yeah. I try not to talk about it too much because, like, I've just now started getting the sound of the crunching metal and my baby crying and my ears ringing out of my head. And I am unfortunately one of those people that I assess it and then I push it really far back and I never bring it up again. But it definitely has taken a toll. John was already on work leave. He had meniscus surgery on his knee, which required time off. And then on top of this, he's basically not able to go back to work until December. I am very pregnant, so I haven't been able to work the last couple of months, and I won't be able to go back to work until late August, the earliest, because I'm having my baby Remy in July. So I unfortunately was one of those. It was one of those moments where I was like, "We're gonna have to do a GoFundMe," because my family can only support us so much, which is a lot still. So yeah, if you guys can donate or share, sharing is the best. If you can't donate, liking, commenting, and sharing helps get it to other people's algorithms, tagging people, that kind of thing. Thankfully, people are donating a little bit at a time, but it's still one of those. Every month is a what if.
Yeah.
We have to just take care of what we can take care of.
Yeah, well, we're happy to share it, and I'm glad nothing's worse than it could have been.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I should be dead.
That's so scary. I'm so sorry. And I'll
Oh,
share.
It's okay. It was a freak accident, stuff like that you never really see coming. And I mean, I'm I've not been in a lot of accidents as an adult, so I feel like my time was bound to happen.
I've never been in a crash like that.
As an adult, I've never been in a crash like that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was
Should I tell them what they said to me at the hospital?
terrifying. Huh?
Should I tell what they told me at the hospital? Like I had like over 10 people tell me if I didn't have a seatbelt on, I'd be.
Oh, you would have, yeah, you'd be the seatbelt saved your life.
Well, that's a good message, for people. People think it's an annoyance or whatever, but it can save your life.
He was in the back seat with my son, and that seatbelt definitely saved his life. It helped that my car had I didn't know this, but I had almost a 5-star crash rating on my little Chevy Spark. So if anyone needs a car that is decently priced and super reliable, great on gas, Chevy Spark, 2016. You're welcome.
So, you grew up watching horror movies, and it's something you want to do. How do you pursue that? Like, some people have connections, but I assume like your family's not connected to movies. So, like, how do you pursue going into that?
So oh God, am the worst person for this question because it just kind of happened
Right.
for me. So I worked at a haunted house when I was a junior, about to be a senior. And it just so happened to be the house that Robert Kurtzman was running, called Paranormal Penitentiary, and it was out of the Ohio State Reformatory. So I met a lot of people that had a lot of connections there. And when I finally turned 18, I was, I guess, commissioned for one of the promotional videos for well, it's called Blood Prison now, but it was Paranormal Penitentiary then. And then they liked my work, so they asked me to do extra work, and then I landed a role in American Poltergeist, thanks to them. But yeah, it just kind of happened. And then after you realize it's something that you really want, you kind of just put yourself out there. And that's really what I did, was I just like put myself out there and was like, "Hey, listen, I did this movie and I would love to do more movies. Please cast me. Here is a reel of my one scene. It's like 5 minutes long." Yeah.
So, doing the haunt, obviously it connected you, doing the haunts connected you to doing a movie, but do you think that helped you as an actor?
I recommend that every indie actor, if you're not going to take classes for your craft, you should try to do haunted house work. At least try to do haunted house work once, because it is a test to your skill as an actor slash actress, being put in a different room every night with no dialogue, having to keep things fresh, having to make sure that it fits the theme, having to make sure that it fits the age group, the demographic. Like, you're reading and assessing so much stuff on a whim, and then blurting something out and trying to make sure that you get that scare in. And if you don't get a scare, then you have to try to get a laugh. So if you're not scary, then you also have to be funny. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I decided to go into acting after my first night of haunt stuff really hard, because I won an award that evening, and they gave me, like, I have it over on the other side of the room. It's a big jar from The Rage, which is one of Robert Kurtzman's films, but it's filled with a bunch of like gore and pustules that he made and stuff.
Nice.
And it was my trophy for being the best actress of the night, and
Oh, wow.
it was my first night of my first season, of the first season of them ever being open.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they thought I did really good. I wasn't even putting my whole ass into that. I love this. And then I went in and I tried and I tried and I tried, and things just kept snowballing and getting better and better. So yeah.
Did you do you still have that? Did you keep it?
Oh yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
take it with me to conventions as
Oh,
like
really?
a paperweight and stuff. And that way, if people ever are like, "Oh my God, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, just a little this, a little that."
Do you have any crazy stories from working in the haunted house?
Yes. what is the rating on this show?
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've got 3.
Okay.
They're super fast. Super to the point. So my first story is I had a gal pal, and she ended up getting fired. We stopped being friends, all kinds of stuff. But long story short, she was working in a hallway where another gentleman that she was seeing was working. I was working somewhere else. We were sent on break. You know, I was sent on break, so I was gonna go relieve her and be like, "You want to go like grab some chips, whatever you know." So I come around the bend where they're like running the rat head, this giant rat head, and I hear noises, and I'm like, "It's a haunted house. It's probably something gross happening, but not like gross like what actually was happening." So I like move the rat head to the side, and I'm like, oh my god, I did not need to see all of that happening. So there's my homegirl just getting plowed.
Oh.
And I'm like dog meat. There's people like 5 seconds behind me. One of you guys needs to like de-strap so that you can run the rat head. How is this working? I'm gonna go eat my sandwich. I just like moved the head back and I was like, all right, whatever. So there was that. I had my only crazy like non-fun story with a customer was I was working the hillbilly hallway when I had just turned like 19. I was very young. And sometimes they would have the female actresses, you know, you would slut it up a little bit because sex and horror sells. If you're not gonna scare them, you're gonna give them a really confused boner.
That's what the other two were trying. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Really confused boner. So I was like doing my usual stick, and this guy who was with his wife and 2 younger kids cornered me and grabbed a whole handful of my crotch.
Oh, geez.
And it's not funny,
No, yeah.
but what happened to him is funny because he got clobbered, and then they had to escort him with police off of the property with his wife and kids. So that was fun.
Oh my
And
God.
then, huh?
Said, "Oh my god, that's
Oh.
very shocking."
When you work at haunted houses, you're gonna get touched. Sometimes, unfortunately, like that. Other times, you're gonna get hit. I got clobbered a lot. Because I would scare somebody, you know?
Yeah.
I had a
So it's
girl
kind of
come
a
back
reflex
around
thing.
to come and fight me one time.
Oh, is it? Did they
Wow.
ever? Would they ever do it and like apologize, just like as a reflex? Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's what I
sometimes they
figured.
would accidentally like swat me and they'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit you." And I'm like, "Girl, don't even apologize." That just means I scared the shit out of you.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You
But
did
then
your
others would try to fight you like for real.
Yeah.
Wow.
like they
Wow.
don't realize that it's not real.
I think it's a combination. So when you combine tough guy attitude with alcohol
Yep.
and being afraid, those things never mix. And usually the outcome is volatile because, you know, they're trying to prove something. Like if you scared them, they're going to be like, "Well, I was scared. I'll beat your ass right now." And then like I've had full grown men yell in my face before, like, yeah.
This is crazy.
I have heard horror stories worse than what I've been through. I didn't work at any of the less savory haunts, but the haunted hoochie is running here in Ohio. And those girls have had a lot of bad shit happen to them.
What is it? What's haunted hoochie?
The haunted hoochie is like one of our more extreme haunts in Ohio. I think you sign a waiver no matter. You get touched no matter.
Wow.
They can pick you up. They can carry you. The scenes are really cool. Very well done. Special effects is great. They're very graphic. Like there's a demon baby abortion scene where blood gets splattered everywhere and he like hits her belly with a hammer and it just like shoots out. It's cool to go through it.
Yeah.
Not cool to work there. Not cool
I
to work
can't
there.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they like were open during COVID and they're a little Republican. Not that there's anything wrong with being Republican unless you're like the kind of Republican that they are, because they're not
Yeah,
nice.
I can imagine. It's yeah. So, along those lines, do you have any thought, any opinion on McCamey Manor?
Oh, I've never been given the opportunity to talk about this because McCamey Manor is not a haunt. McCamey Manor is not a haunt. McCamey Manor is just people being tortured.
Mhm.
You're paying a madman to torture you. And you're not even paying him, you're donating dog food for this madman to torture you. I mean, people's teeth missing, yanking hair out, spitting, forcing food, forcing bugs, putting them in situations where they could drown, electrocution. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just not into it.
Yeah,
What
part
is
of the
it?
group, it's like people, they're telling like their
It's
stories.
one of those extreme haunts. It's crazy looking.
Yeah, it's the most extreme. It's,
Yeah.
So, an extreme haunt would be the Haunted Hoochie.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, this is
This
something
is
even.
strictly a torture dungeon. There are extreme haunts all over. There are extreme haunts that simulate sexual assault. Because I watched this big documentary about like extreme haunts and stuff, and like how people in the haunt industry view these other places, and they're like, these are not haunts. You are paying. You might as well be going to a BDSM club because you're just paying these people to act out weird scenarios and probable fetishes at this point. Like, you're not getting scared by people in creature costumes like you
Right.
would at a haunted house. You're actually being tortured and your body is responding with fight or flight like it normally would. And some people want to live the horror movie real life fantasy. Super cool. Not me.
No, I'm good, thanks.
I'm
Yeah.
over here. I'll be over
Yeah.
here waiting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one or known anyone who went to one?
No, so I did the touch pass when I worked at Blood Prison one year, and I got picked up by a gentleman, and he had the chainsaw going, and I knew him, so I was pretty okay, but like that was enough for me. I was too close to the saw. The blade was off, but it was going, and he had a hold of me, and he was yelling, and I mean he looked gross, and it was no thank you. No thank you.
Wow.
So I should mention I've actually had Russ McCamey on the show, and it was I
Russ is the worst kind of human being, and I wish that I could look him in his eyeballs like this, and I could be like, "You don't run a haunt.
yeah,
You run a torture factory."
there's a video where like he'll tie people up to like the back of a car and drove them up, and so the idea was so you would be disoriented where you are, but like they'd be all ripped up because you're being drug from the back of a car like across concrete. It's like it's like permanent damage to people.
And he hides behind the whole, these people are donating dog food and they're signing the waivers to do all this stuff, but what are you gonna do when you finally kill someone, buddy?
Mm.
Because it's only a matter of time before you send one of these people into a real panic attack, like a good one, and then they go into cardiac arrest. And then they're dead before the EMTs can get there. Like, this is the stuff that I wish he would think about because these people say that they want to do these things, and that's fine. Sign your life away and do whatever, but you've got other people that you're doing this with. You're gonna traumatize them.
Right,
Like,
right.
Oh
you
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
you can't just kill somebody. And there's like three other people just chilling in the background, tied up. Like, what's going on with dude number 4?
Yeah, if you were one of the performers and you happened to kill somebody, like, how terrible would you feel?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna ruin your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't background check these people. He just hires whoever, whatever, from wherever. And that's highly unsafe when you have situations where women are alone with these people. Men too, but I really fear for the little women that decide to sign up and do all this
Yeah.
stupid shit, and he's got them out there in the
Well,
woods alone for 8
yeah, and
hours.
he's got a
Like,
lot of bad accusations against him, not just the physical stuff, but sexual stuff.
yeah,
And with
his
like
one
people
wife
he's
was in
been
that documentary if you watched it.
Yeah.
And maybe wife, girlfriend, I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but she talked about him and she said that yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if
What-
you haven't seen the documentary, Terry, you should watch it. It's crazy.
What's
Yeah.
it called?
I can't remember.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
If you just
Sure, it's on Tubi as well.
is it on Tubi?
Probably.
There was a different one on Netflix where it was about like all different haunts, but McKinney Manor was
okay.
also included. But then there's one just about the
The one that's on Netflix is the one that also has the haunt that I was talking about where they simulate sexual assault. There's more than one, but there's one that I'm remembering decently. And I think it's in like New York. Super creepy building with like Dexter sheets of plastic. Dude.
That's
No.
one they show like 4 different ones, I think.
Yeah, I think Haunted Overload in it, but it's like a normal haunt. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing insane going
Yeah.
on up in New Hampshire. Yeah. Jamie Hill from Skinamarink. She says, we had teenagers throw eggs at us, but most of the time people react to us because she also does haunts.
Nice, nice. I would totally take eggs over getting my coochie grabbed.
I know you hate to laugh at that, but yeah.
No,
So,
it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
I
that's
meant for it to be
crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's because it happens so much that you're just kind of like, not again. Damn, man.
do you have any experiences like that in movies and on independent films? Because obviously you work with a lot of same people, so you wouldn't have bad experience with them. But like, has there been anything like that in other films?
I've never had an issue with anyone pushing my boundaries.
Mhm.
I've heard lots of horror stories. I left a set once. I drove all the way to Georgia with a friend. And then got to the set, and it was a shit show. And what they were wanting me to do was a very graphic sexual assault scene that I did not agree to. And long story short, I was like, listen, I know you're a female director, but you're acting like a man. You're making me really uncomfortable. I got to dip. So I left and went right back to Ohio after my however long drive to Georgia. But that's pretty much it. I've heard people having mental breakdowns, drama queens, stuff like that, though. That's about it.
My experience, most people independent horror, especially if they're ones that work regularly, are mostly good people. So.
And then if they're not really good people, they
The word gets
typically
out.
congregate.
Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Because that's a big thing. Once I started to get more involved in movies myself, is you see little cliques, and part of it is just like you like these certain people, and you get along, so you want to make stuff together. And then there are people who are shady, and then you notice they're always working together, and there's probably a reason for that.
If they're working with more than one person, that is a known fuckface.
Mhm.
They're probably also one too, and you should just avoid it at all costs. And that's normally the rule of thumb that we all follow.
Joe Castro says hello on Facebook. Have you ever worked with Joe Castro, effects artist?
I have not, but I've heard of Joe Castro and I've seen his work. Phenomenal work.
Yes, he did the mask in our movie End Zone 2, and it's great. Yeah, and he's a super nice guy. Very passionate about monsters and effects. So if you ever get the chance, he's a good guy.
We might
And
be
so-
friends on Facebook.
Yeah, you probably are. He's a good guy. If
Probably.
not, I'll tell him to become your friend.
If not, Joe, I'm going to send you a Facebook friend request.
All right.
It's coming, Joe.
It's a threat.
He also says hello to you, Tara.
Oh, well, hello to you, Joe.
All right. So I noticed you've got a couple things that you've directed, like segments in 2 upcoming anthologies. So is that something you always want to do to not only act but direct?
The directing and writing is new because I just kind of wanted to dip my toes in. So Martian Girl Massacre is my baby. And then there is a short film that I have simply just provided the stage for my husband for.
Okay.
He's written the whole thing himself.
Oh, cool. Well,
And-
congratulations to him off screen there.
And he's gonna be doing the directing and all that other stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do with that. But the other one is mine, Martian Girl Massacre, and I love it, but I'm gonna complain while I do it. that kind of thing, because it is a lot. The writing aspect super fun, and I love casting. I love getting to see like a creative vision come to life. But then when you get on set and it's time to make everybody do, it's not very fun.
I feel like I liked it more than you did.
You loved it way more than I do.
I like doing controlled chaos.
I do not love hurting cats.
I'm just good at organizing.
We want to do a women in prison film. I've worked in a strip club my whole life. So I know what it's going to be like. And it's going to be like hurting a bunch of wet cats. Like cold, you just hosed these street cats down. That's what it's going to be like. It's going to be me doing all the wrangling because it's a women in prison film. So of course they're going to be naked and my husband's just going to be staring at the floor like, all right, ladies.
You're going to be screaming at the floor. Like, what are you yelling at?
So, what can you tell us about Martian Girl Massacre?
Yeah, sure. So it's a short film right now that is a part of Donald Farmer's anthology called Amityville Aliens. And it's about 15 minutes long. It follows a woman named Jill, and her friends have rented an Airbnb in Amityville. They're really hoping to come in contact with some of them Amityville ghosts, but they come into contact with something a little more out of this world. And long story short, Jill goes on a murder spree. And it's gross. It's really gross.
Yeah, and we loved having Donald Farmer on. That was Tara's first show co-hosting here.
I love Donald. I was just talking to him earlier because he's doing a Scream Queen Weenie Roast.
Yeah, I saw the. I love the name. I saw which something he brought up on the show. Actually, he's like, it was advice he gave. Have a name that's gonna people will remember, and it's also like if you Google it, other things probably won't come up. So.
Yeah, he loves names like that, like Blood Bitch Baby, Debbie Does Demons. There's a couple others. Oh man, I think Scream Dream was Adam. That was Adam Freeman, I think, actually.
Yeah. Adam Freeman, yeah. I think.
That's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come on soon.
He should.
Debbie Does Demons is also a New Village video.
It
is. Finally, a place for people to see it that's not YouTube. I'm very excited.
Yes, and we don't edit anything out, so it's just as it was intended.
Thank God. YouTube has edited a lot of stuff out, which is a real bummer because the majority of the film is just how are you going to cut around Jess's boobs?
Yeah,
like come on now.
And they have a part where you could, on YouTube where you can set it to adult only. I could see that. Like, okay, you have to sign in that you're 18, but they still make you cut. Even just on the show, I've had to twice take there's like they call it a nudity course because from like trailers I've shown, one showed like the glimpse of a nipple. And so I had to take a nudity course and like answer all these questions.
Oh
and in that course, it tells you that you can show nudity if it's art or educational. And so I was like, well, this was art because it's a trailer, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But they're just like, no, it's not. I was like, okay.
That's right. It is educational. That's what I would have said.
Right. You can find out. Right. You can find out about demons.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is
not
true.
the only double D's. That's exactly right. How are we? That's right. My husband just said, "How are we going to know what her guts look like if she doesn't have her shirt off?"
Yeah.
How are we to know?
The other one I had to do a hate speech course because I showed. It was a trailer for like it was like a zombie Nazi movie. It was a new one. And I couldn't believe it. They struck it for hate speech. And so I write out the nation. It's like, I mean, it's a comedy for one thing about like the Nazis, like fighting zombies. And they're like, no, this is hate speech. And for like 3 months, my, the channel was like, it had a warning for hate speech. I was like, this is insane. But
oh my God.
Since I finished the course in hate speech, they eventually took it off.
Did they send you like a certificate to hang on the wall?
Yeah, they should have sent
That
you a
would be
little.
sweet, yeah.
You should
My-
get those.
I completed nudity course and an
You should.
HG.
Yeah, you could. Those are your PhDs, man.
Hang them up behind you when you're hosting.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna Photoshop these and put them up. I think this is a good idea.
I would.
Yeah, I will thank you. That I like to see.
There you go. There you go, babe.
The idea, man. Always. I just plant the seed.
So there's a lot of cool people involved in Amityville Aliens too. Victor Bonacore is a friend of mine, and Aaron Brown has been on the show. Now, did you? I know it's an anthology, so you might not have met them, because they're probably making theirs somewhere else. But did you get to meet them?
I actually didn't get to meet any of them until I got to meet Victor Bonacore at Scrimmiverse in Roanoke, Virginia.
Sat right next to us.
Yeah, he sat right next to us, and we chit-chatted, and he's actually going to be showing my short film, Martian Girl Massacre, at one of those little drive-in
Oh, cool.
indie things that they do. It's like July 27th, I think. I have to figure out what the name is, though. Do you have your messages from Victor?
I don't know what it is. I just know I have to send him the movie.
Oh.
Should I have it on the computer?
That's okay.
I get to doing that.
I wish I knew the name. I'm so sorry, Victor.
That's so exciting to getting to see it on the big screen.
I don't know that I'll be able to go because July is when my baby is due.
Aww.
But I would love to go. I've seen it on the big boy screen twice now, and it doesn't get any less red-faced embarrassing.
Okay, I have the information.
You what?
I have the information so you can plug it.
All right.
So it would be, he wants to screen it with Return of the Living Dead on July 3rd.
Oh wow.
He wants to screen it with Return of the Living Dead on July 3rd. And actually, I think Miss Trash herself is going to be doing a Q&A either before or after.
Yeah, they're good friends, Linnea and Victor.
Movie night.
A cult movie night. What day is it? July 1st?
July 3rd.
Oh my gosh, we could probably do that. Where is it at? Dayton?
Yep.
Ooh. Dayton, Ohio.
Don't
Ew.
He knows that.
He knows I don't like Dayton either.
He knows.
Dang it, Victor! All right.
Well, I mean, that's pretty amazing. Drive-In, You're Short, Return of the Living Dead, Linnea Quigley. That's a pretty amazing lineup there.
I can't wait to be red-faced, embarrassed meeting her because I'm going to be like, I really liked your dance scene in this movie. It was really... 13-year-old me was very impressed. Yeah, she liked
49-year-old me is very impressed.
I think I was like 12 the first time I saw it too, and I was like, "Oh, go on."
I know, literally same. I was like, "Okay, girl, take it off then." Shit.
Have you see? I grew up going to the drive-in. Then they went away for decades. But it's cool that they've come back.
I love that they've come back. I can't wait until it's full swing so I can sneak my kids in the trunk like my parents did me. Because they didn't charge by the car where we were going usually.
Oh, I see. Because if Troy was Troy will be back. I think something's going on with his dogs. But so Troy's my older brother, and my mom would take. So he'd be like 13 or whatever. I'd be 4, and they would, and sometimes it would be just a carload. So all his friends and me would pile in. And if it was one where it was per person, everyone would kind of hide in the back of the van.
That's right. I was on sleeping bag duty, which meant that I was to lay under the bags and the snacks and not breathe too heavy. Be real quiet.
Talk about the drive-in, Troy, because sometimes it's one carload, $5 a carload. Other times it'd be $5 a head or whatever.
It'd be great because our uncle had this giant van, so we'd throw all like the neighborhood kids in with lawn chairs and then just sit around it. It was just the best.
Yeah, those are the nice ones, the ones that charge you by car, which is what they normally do now. But don't get me wrong, if they open up within all of this stuff that's going, I totally don't blame them if they charge per person for a little while.
Yeah, it's really cool time. So what is that like? You keep saying about being red-faced. So, you've seen your movies that you're in, but this is a movie that you wrote, you directed. How different of an experience is that to watch?
It's different because I have a love-hate relationship like everybody does with criticism. But when you pair it with a lot of the stuff that I dealt with as a young kid and getting criticism, it's definitely a learning experience, you know, so you have to kind of, you can hear people sneering, you can hear them making comments, you know, so you have to learn to just be like, it's just good that they're getting to see it.
Ladies walk out of your screening.
It's good that it's good that people are getting to see my film, you know, and I had a group of old women walk out of my film, and it's been in their defense, my first death in that film is not a gentle one, and God love Tim Hale because I I might have did him a little dirty. I really like Cannibal Holocaust a lot, and I was like,
All right.
I want to impale someone, you know, through one end and out the other.
All right.
So I did, and there's like 3 old ladies that walked out of my short film because apparently it was a little too graphic for them to handle.
Not
Yeah.
everybody shares the same dreams. We understand, you know.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I
Yep.
got it.
That's how you know you did good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely it's a little nerve-wracking, like singing at a choir concert or, you know, giving a speech in class. Just you're going to be criticized whether it's good or bad, and you have to be okay with it. So just put it out there and put it out there, and you're happy with it, and that's all that matters.
While we're on criticism, I know it's not a great topic, but anything to say about when Red Letter Media did the big long video about Donald Farmer's movies?
Damn, man, you guys are good at your job. Shit. Ooh, this must be what Tyler the Creator felt like when he was getting interviewed by that one guy. You know, yeah, man, when he brought up that.
Just asked a great question. Those guys suck.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right. John Joseph Milam. Oh my god. I'm not really a big fan of them. Which is fine because they're not everybody's cup of tea. I don't love what they do. I feel like you when you open up doors to criticism and you don't address certain things, you put a lot of people at risk. And that's what was happening in the comments of that video. They were trying to dox an actress that I worked
Oh,
with.
that's way above. That's so.
And they were not trying to clear anything up. They were not trying to reel their fan base in. They pretty much just deleted comments and avoided it, kind of thing. And I'm not the kind of girl that needs to suck balls to get anywhere. I will do it on my own time, and I am not going to kiss the ass of anybody that doesn't think that what they were doing is problematic, and they're not going to address it. So I appreciate that they did something for Donald Farmer. He seemed to love it, and that's all that matters to me is that Donald loved it. But I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, and it's one thing, you know, they really got their start doing the like doing the whole thing on the Star Wars trilogy, you know, the prequel trilogy.
Oh.
And so, you know, it's one thing to ridicule these giant, you know, $100 million movies, you know, but when you go at, this is my personal take, but when you're going after like very low budget indie films, it's a completely different thing. I even think that same way, even just in reviews in general.
You're picking on low-hanging fruit when you come for indie film like that, because it's indie film. You're gonna see the tight wire holding the eyeball. You know what I mean? Like you can't nitpick shit like that. Now, if it's something that's completely horrific, then yeah, absolutely. When you're doing a review of something, bring up like, yeah, this might not have fit really where you were going, or this might have been a little corny, or however you want to do it. But they are kind of like trying to be Mystery Science Theater, but if it was run by a bunch of Chads.
Oh, really?
Like that's kind of the vibe that I get from
familiar
them.
with them, so.
Yeah, yeah, like I was saying, in the old days, they didn't do as many videos, and it was all about like really big budget movies. It's just completely different because you're not gonna like, oh wow, Steven Spielberg's life's ruined now because these guys made fun of their movie.
He's probably a little thicker skinned than that.
It's not even just the thicker skin. It's just like that's not going to affect him.
Exactly. Now, when you're tarnishing, you know, low budget film, and you're coming at their necks for all this shit, and I mean, here's another thing that I don't enjoy, and this is probably what did it for me. Coming for women's bodies.
Oh, really?
Judging actresses based on looks and body type and all that stuff. When your hairline reaches a certain point, you're not allowed to do that. And I really feel like their hairline has reached the point where they're not allowed to do that. And I say that with a big forehead, so they can come for me too. But I don't like that. And it's really what it is it's mean girl content. And I had to deal with that a lot in high school. I don't want to deal with it in my adult life.
They're gonna be
Watch your movies, enjoy it, do an actual proper review of it, and be done. Don't sit there for an hour and a half to 2 hours or however long and just gossip. Like that's all it was. It eventually became nothing more than high school girl gossip.
Yeah, and sorry to bring it up, but I was interested in your take on it.
No, you're fine. I never have anyone that like actually digs deep enough into that. So I never really know how to prepare for a question like that either. So they already know that I don't like them though.
No, yeah.
No, they're gonna have people on Reddit later calling you an asshole for doing that.
Oh, have mercy on my soul. I don't even get on Reddit anymore.
No, it's not a great place.
No.
It's not like they only focus on the negative anyway. So, but it's fine when they do it.
It is what it is.
So is that directing? Is that something you would like to do more of?
I would love to direct more. Maybe not. Yes, I would. If I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna direct it. I had people reach out and they asked me to direct films that they've written. And I just don't know how I would do it because like bringing someone else's vision to life sounds like something that's like holding someone's baby, like you can't just like, what if I drop the baby? Oh my God, I don't want to do that. So directing on its own, I don't know, but writing and directing, absolutely, because if I fuck up my own shit, then it's, my own shit.
Is just being on like a lot of sets, like you just kind of like pick up like how to direct a movie, like things like and also how not to direct a movie, like I want to not do certain things that you don't like, and I'll do things that I think work.
I actually picked up a lot of my stuff because growing up, my dad had this rule. If I was going to watch scary movies, I was going to watch the special features first.
Nice.
So I watched a fuck ton of special features. And you get to see how your favorites ran their sets. You got to see how your favorites got that shot that you love or that shot that you hate. So I retained a lot of that. And then I also I watch. If I'm not in a scene and I have my dialogue down, I like to watch. Especially if I know someone is doing a really good job, like James Dean or like Bobby Knipe Jr.
Oh yeah,
Watching him run set is like, wow.
Bobby's so good.
Bobby runs a smooth ship, man. He's so good at what he does.
Yeah, you were in Tinction, right?
Yeah, and I just did Ouija Slumber Party. It stars me, Mel, Penny Aphrodite, and Ryan Martell. Love her to death.
Because we do a short horror festival on Without Your Head. We started during the pandemic, and then we had fun, so we kept it up, and we played Intinction during one of them.
Oh, that's so cool! I loved doing Intinction. Probably the most prosthetics I've had on me in a film, and it was fun doing it.
Tara has a big smile. Tara, have you done a lot of prosthetic work?
A little bit. Yeah, like cuts and bruises and things like that, but mostly on other people. It's hard.
It is really hard.
A lot of respect for people who know how to do that for sure. But especially with like the silicone prosthetics coming out, that's something I would definitely love to learn how to do, because you can it's not like liquid latex. You can actually like touch it and it like moves like skin. So that's pretty cool.
So what was that experience like, Morgan, doing it for the first time? Or not doing it for the first time, but you doing a lot of it?
Having a bunch of prosthetics?
Yeah.
Yeah, having the most prosthetics.
It was actually really fun. The putting the black gunk in my eyes was definitely different. because you have the black, the nuns have the black schmutz with the tears and stuff, you know, and that was eye whatever that you're putting in your eyeballs. And then the long nails were fun because I was a smoke like a heavy smoker. Obviously, I'm pregnant now, so you can't smoke cigarettes. Um, and I would smoke my cigarettes, but I would forget that I couldn't feel anything on my fingers, so I would accidentally burn the witch fingers that I was using. So that was always a fun time. They'd be like, "Morgan, you're smoking," and I'd be like, "I know I am," and they'd be like, "No, no, like your fingers, like you're on fire." I'm like, "Oh, so my bad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're literally smoking.
You're actually smoking."
Yeah, I like that. So,
What was your, oh, sorry.
no, go on, Tara.
What's your most favorite role you've ever played?
Krispy Kreme. Yeah, I really enjoy. So it's a tie. It's a tie between Krispy Kreme and it's a tie between Vi from Coven of the Black Cube. Because both of those characters were really in depth and they were fun kinds of in depth. I did love Disremembered, but that was probably the most harsh headspace I've ever been in. So it's not, I don't really consider it like a favorite because it was a lot to get through. But Vi and Krispy Kreme, I love them. Specifically Christy. God, getting to play that character was so fun. I yelled at there's a scene in the movie where I get really angry and I'm yelling about Attila the Hung and I don't think Chris Rupert was ready for me to yell the way that I yelled because the first take I just remember him looking at me like, "I'm so sorry." Like you could just see he kind of felt a mild guilt. I'm like, I did not mean to yell like this. Sorry, dude. I was just acting. It was fun.
Yeah. What advice would you? Because you have a lot of stuff coming out in the near future. So, what advice would you give to somebody, who an actor to get their name out there?
Network yourself. Make sure you're presenting yourself in the way that you want people to see you genuinely because who you are as a human being is going to come out no matter. So just be yourself. Find your people, find your little niche group and stick with them and then, you can expand your horizons from there kind of thing. Shake hands on set, add people from set, message people, be friendly, be personable, be on time, know your stuff, that kind of thing. Cause I mean, word of mouth is what drives the indie community. On top of social networking, word of mouth is like the number one way that people hear about your stuff and
Yeah.
hear about you. So you want people to have good things to say about you, not, well, she showed up 30 minutes late and took forever to shave her legs in the shower kind of deal.
It sounds like common sense, but if people like to be around you, obviously you got to be talented. But if people like to be around you, they're more like, oh, I know, let's have Morgan, in this role, or she's good to have on set, or or whoever. And if you're not, it's like, well, maybe we'll get someone
coming
else.
down between a choice, who they're gonna pick.
Yeah. I mean, you can be talented and be insufferable and people are just not going to want to deal with you.
Right.
And then, be a learning, growing actor and have a great personality and just be wanted on set. Then you have opportunities to grow, to learn and all that other stuff. So it just being nice and doing your job, showing up on time ensures that you're always going to be able to experience that growth that you need.
Craig Lindbergh, our friend, effects artist on Facebook. I'm amazed at talent just making movies. I'm always beside myself with how they do it. So that's a nice sentiment. Are there any subgenres of horror movies that you are your personal favorites, or any that you're not like into? Not to necessarily be in, but to watch.
To watch, okay. I love zombies. I love werewolf films, zombies and werewolves for sure.
Werewolf movies are really on the comeback lately.
Yes, they are, and they're doing it right, which is fantastic. I don't know if you've seen the werewolf, the werewolf from Devour, the movie that Caitlin Newberry just did.
No, I haven't.
There's a werewolf in it. I'm like
it up.
99.9% sure it's Devour, and they were sharing photos of it, and it is spectacular. I love a practical effect, and I love a
Yeah.
full suit practical effect. And it was a full wolf beast. Very well done. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch it. But yeah,
A
werewolves
sucker
and
for a good
zombies.
werewolf. Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking up it, and it's huge.
Oh.
It
The
is. I
werewolf.
told you it's massive. It's like a dog soldier style almost.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'll grab a picture.
Yeah. Let's see this thing. I'm
I love
Yeah.
Dog Soldiers.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Anything that looks like a big ass Bernie Wrightson werewolf, I'm a super.
Yes,
fan of.
yes.
And for me, I like the 2-legged werewolf.
Yeah,
Yep.
give me a biped werewolf, and I'm a
Yeah. Those are for some reason more menacing to me. Like
Yeah.
my favorite werewolf, honestly, is the werewolf from Ginger Snaps, which catches me a lot of flack. For some reason, people don't like it. And then my second favorite is the werewolf from Dog Soldiers because I've never seen something so terrifying in my entire life.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a lot of really good documentaries out right now about like the cryptid dog man, and those are pretty scary.
We just watched one last night, and it was about America's top 10 scariest cryptids or something.
Yeah, those are scary. Like
The Rougarou, ooh, makes me glad I'm not a Catholic.
Oh, and our the band that does our theme song, the Tuma Nick Cage, they actually do a Rougarou song.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. The Rougarou is based off of they think it's just because the Cajuns mispronounced the French name for a werewolf.
Oh, interesting.
And at least that's what they say in this documentary. So they it's like
That makes
it's
sense, 'cause
like
they're
an
from
L
New
word.
Orleans, so okay.
Yeah, the Tuma Nick Cage, that's where
Yeah.
they're from, so it does
Yep.
make sense.
They mispronounce it's like an L word. They mispronounced it, and it's Rougarou. They say Rougarou. And essentially it's like a giant metaphor for being good, like for Catholics, like Catholicism. Because really, they only go after you if you're. What did they say? It only goes after you if you're breaking Catholic rules or something like that. Like
it was like killing church people, like Christian people.
it only kills Christian people that have fallen off the Catholic path. Like if you're not paying attention during Lent and stuff. I'm like, what a time to be a non-religious person! Like, God, yes, finally one of these monsters that's not gonna bother me.
So a couple vagina wrinkle here. I love Dog Soldiers. When Animals Dream is the best werewolf. When Animals Dream, sorry, is the best werewolf movie for me. She mentioned this to me before. I've not seen that movie. When
I've
Animals
never
Dream.
seen that.
I will have to check that out. And Platinum Life Project, cryptids are having a comeback in the form of AI videos. We don't want AI here. No offense, Platinum. But we want the real, like this. Look at that. That's freaking insane.
Man, I'm in love.
Tell me that's not the coolest fucking werewolf you've seen in forever.
Yeah. No, I
Even
am.
its legs are great. I love that thing. Oh my god.
I'm so happy you mentioned this. I need to see this movie. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, and our friend Greg Lamberson, he just made a werewolf movie, Frenzy Moon, which will I get to see it.
Oh, I've heard of Frenzy Moon.
Yeah, it's very cool. It'll be playing festivals soon, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them.
All right. Well, we'll have to we'll write this down for homework, Vagina Wrinkle. Must see when I'm just gonna call you VW, Vagina Wrinkle. But
VW.
Yeah.
Vagina Wrinkle.
Do you do many festivals?
I do a lot. This fall after I have my baby. So I'm supposed to do Gross Fest August 1st. I'm due on the 26th of July though, so I'm hoping that I can make Gross Fest. If not, I'm gonna have to do next year.
Kim Gross, yeah.
I love them. The brothers are fantastic.
Kim and Tom, yeah.
I do Acronomicon. I'll probably be doing Acronomicon here in Akron, Ohio. Every year that they have it. I'm doing my first Comic-Con, Akron Comic-Con, this year. Then Sinister Horror Fest as well for the second time this year. And that's another one that's in Warren, Ohio. It's at a drive-in. So they're showing like old horror movies after the fest is closed down. She's due on my B-Day. Oh, that's awesome.
That's very cute.
Happy birthday in the future.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. Yeah. And I hate to bring it up, but Gross Fest, we want to was dedicating the show to Madeline Maddie Deering, friend of ours, who was going to be in our movie Arbor Day. Yeah, very young, passed away last week.
Sad. Rest in peace. We just watched some shark movies, and it made me think of her.
Yeah. Yep. Anytime I see a shark movie, I would always think of Maddie and tell her.
Yeah.
And Bathtub Shark Attack, I mention it all the time.
Yep.
It's an amazing movie. It's Maddie's film. It's great. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
I do too. I loved it.
And Lynn Lowry's in that, and you'll be. Have you worked with Lynn before? Because I know you'll be working.
Yeah,
with her
she ripped fake Rowan out of my uterus during Sorority Babes.
All right.
Yeah,
I think we can all say that from time to time.
And like, there's nothing like being able to say Lynn Lowry was inches away from your snatch.
VW is also in Ohio, so
huh?
VW is also in Ohio. Oh.
Remember?
No.
Yeah, Rowan's birthday post you made, she commented about it and said we got real close. Happy birthday or whatever to him.
Oh my god, no way she said that on Rowan's birthday post. Oh my fucking god, that's so awesome. I gotta screenshot that so we can print it, because no way. My child, oh my god. He doesn't even know how cool of a life he has it.
Lynn's amazing, and not only is she's in like all kinds of like really weird movies and really goes all out in all of them, which
oh god, she's so fun. Getting to work with her was as soon as SJ was like, hey, we're gonna get Lynn Lowry. Do you want to work? Like, do you want to do this film and work with Lynn? And I was like, yeah. Have you not seen her work? Have you seen Sugar Cookies? Oh my god, yeah, I want to work with her.
she's the best. Yeah. So VW is also in Ohio. I won't dox her, but she under her real name. Her real name is not Vagina Ring. She does effects, makeup effects. So maybe at some point you guys will work together.
Please, Vagina Wrinkle, could you add me possibly on Facebook so that we can network and communicate?
Yeah, she's very.
I'm really sad to find out that your name's not actually.
Maybe it is. No, I saw Dave Deadman. Did you name your daughter after the character in Wicker Man? And he says, I hear that he's sorry if it's too personal.
So I have two boys.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I have two boys, and Rowan got his name actually from an Anne Rice novel. My mom was initially going to name me Rowan, and then my grandma made a comment about people saying, Rowan your boat. So instead of naming me after a cool, mysterious vampire character and giving me some lore, they let my dad name me after a big-titted succubus from a fucking video game. And now I can never get a Cedar Point keychain. It's super great. So I was like, I'm not going to do this to my kid. I named him Rowan. And then my other son's name is Remy because we really like Ratatouille in this house.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Great names.
Yep.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Oh,
It is
me
one of your
too.
favorite movies.
And I don't know if Ratatouille would have been a great name.
No, but Remy is a close second. So
Troy actually had a hand in naming me because it was between a friend of his and his best friend at school at the time, Neal, or his favorite comic book, which was Thor. And I'm glad they went with Neal because
You probably would have gotten into a lot of fights as a little kid otherwise.
when I hear Thor, I think of the dog from
another great werewolf movie.
Oh, hell
yeah, isn't it?
Is it Bad Moon or something like
It's
that?
called Bad Moon. I was just talking to my dad about it. That's actually one of my favorite werewolves because
Mine
it is
too.
it is a bipedal or whatever you want to call it. Walks on two legs.
I'm glad you mentioned because I think that's a really underrated werewolf movie that's not always brought up.
The fucking intro kill is so graphic and gnarly. Oh my god. It puts so many werewolf movies to shame.
Yeah, I think the book is actually called Thor, too.
The book is called Thor. My dad said it's really expensive to find now.
Is it? I think I might have an old copy floating around somewhere.
Oh gosh, keep it, save it, because it's either really hard to find or it's really expensive to get. One of the two.
Okay. Probably one of those out of print things.
Wonder if it's on Audible.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
good
sure.
question.
I'll look later. But well, VW says Vagina Wrinkle says Morgan is a great name though.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I've learned to love it. I've also learned to not correct people because people think it's just Morgan, like
Oh, okay.
just Morgan, and it's actually Morrigan, and it's got like in it.
So it's like an extra syllable.
It's become so asinine that I just don't do it anymore because people are just gonna say Morgan. It doesn't even fucking matter.
All right. Well, I'm
There are
sorry if
some
I
people
said
that no, you're fine. There are some people that will pronounce it right on the first try, and it blows my mind. And I'm like, whoa, you meant to do that?
Neal, right?
No, we were on our first date, and you called me Morgan, and I was like, it's Morgan.
You're like, forget this guy. This
I'm
is
like,
never gonna
dude,
work
I'm
out.
leaving the IHOP. I'm leaving this IHOP right now. Gotta go.
Did you get a Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity on your first date at the IHOP?
Oh my god, no! I got some really undercooked pancakes.
Oh no.
It actually went as terribly as you could imagine, but Sam wanted to talk to me.
He thought I wasn't even going to talk to him
No, I
again.
literally thought she was not going to talk to me after.
Well, I assumed
Now we're
it's worked
married.
out.
Yeah.
Mr. Morgan in the background there. So, you mentioned adding you on Facebook. So, where could people follow you if you would like them to?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. I'm on all of those, and it's all Morgan Milam. And I also have other sites that you can follow as well, but those are a little more adult. And you can find those also linked on those social media pages.
Yeah.
If you so choose for that to be your way to contact me, whatever. Some people like it. It's fine. Works for me. And then there's one that I'm forgetting, and it's one of the newer social medias. Is it
Threads,
Threads?
maybe?
I think it's Threads. I think I'm on Threads too. And
Yeah,
it's all under my first and last name.
Yeah, and it's really Threads is really connected to Instagram. So, like, if you post on Instagram, usually goes right to Threads.
Yes, which is nice, but also sometimes not so nice.
Yeah, because then it's like people are seeing all your stuff in like triplicate or something.
Yeah, it's just constant reposting, and then I feel like I'm spamming everybody, and then you have to go and make a post with purpose.
So, this came up, I think, last week. Anthologies. I didn't realize this, that there's like some people have like a real negative look on anthologies today.
Yeah,
But like I didn't know this because I've always been a big fan
They
of
do?
anthologies ever since I was a kid. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yep.
people didn't like anthologies. I thought people just kind of liked I love stuff like ABCs of Death and things like that. Like multiple short films that are like fun and how could you not enjoy that?
Yeah. Yeah, I never knew it was a polarizing thing either until somebody brought it up to us.
Wow. I didn't know until just now.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Well, don't watch Amityville Aliens because it's an anthology.
I'm all about anthologies.
Yeah, some of our favorites are, like
I have Creep Show back here because it's the first. It's not only one of my favorite movies, but it's the first VHS tape that my mom bought me back in the '80s. So
Love Creepshow. What a good purchase. That's so sweet.
it is. Yeah.
Is it the cool clamshell one?
It
Neal?
is.
Is it nice?
I'll be honest. The tape no longer works, but the but the clamshell is all I need.
It's worth its weight in gold and sentimental value.
Exactly. And back then, like VHS was like, I don't know, $60 or something. So
yeah,
it was a big purchase at the time.
And now you can't even find them at thrift shops because all of the hipsters have bought them.
Yeah,
it's so true.
Yeah,
so annoying.
It's also annoying because I'm a big thrift shop guy, and so I would go to this big thrift shop up in Cambridge near Boston, the Garment Factory, and you used to be able to get cool old shirts for like $4, and then the hipsters started buying them, and now they're literally like $50 for an old worn out shirt because like it's cool to buy, and
Yeah, they buy it and then flip it, and thrift shops found out
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they were buying it and flipping it on places like Depop, and they were like, "Whoa, we have to make money, so we're gonna just start upcharging." And now Goodwill charges, the same price for a pair of pants that you could get a new pair at Walmart for.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You can
That's
buy them
crazy.
cheaper, actually, new.
Yeah.
On the top, boy.
Yeah.
It's insane. Well, this was great to have you on, Morgan, and we would love to have you back anytime.
I would love to come back anytime. This was a blast.
So,
Thank
what
you
is
for
The
the
door is open.
stories.
what is
Huh?
it?
Oh, I said thank you for all the stories. It was like so
Oh, yeah.
fascinating to get like a behind the scenes look.
Oh man, you're welcome. I also have a really bad habit of talking a lot, so
No, that's
Those are our favorite guests.
yeah. The worst
Thank God.
guests are people that say yes or no. That's not a fun interview.
I have seen tons of shit because I am an observer. So if you guys like stories,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and you've got a lot of stuff coming out, and congratulations on the upcoming second child.
thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
thank you.
All good
You're
stuff.
welcome. And we will share again your Indiegogo. Was it GoFundMe? I'm sorry, GoFundMe to help cover your expenses for your accident. And I'm glad everyone's okay is the main thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Donald Farmer is going to be having some more movies on Tara's website, New Village Video. So hopefully you'll be popping up more on there.
Lots to,
I'm so sorry.
lots to come.
I'm just so excited. Donald, his movies are. I would love for a place to have all of his films curated so that you can watch, all of them,
That'd be
because you have to
tremendous.
you have to search all over high and low, and I just want there to be one place that understands that his movies are great. They are all on there.
One-stop shopping. Yep.
Yep.
It made me really happy because we've been friends with Tara for a long time, Troy and I, and it's cool that she's part of the show. And the very first show she's on, Donald even brought up on the show about having more movies on New Village Video. So it's obviously cool that Tara's here, but it also helped. It's nice that it helps her too. So
A win-win.
it worked out for everybody, and
Exactly.
it helped Donald. It's another place for him to have
Yep,
his stuff. It was
absolutely.
good for everybody.
Triple win.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that.
So Vagina will be following Morrigan. That's good.
I'm so excited for Vagina Wrinkle to follow me.
That sounds like the name of a horror movie in itself.
It really does. And
And I love it. I'm here for it.
the fact that her profile picture is Pennywise.
Only
Yeah.
makes her cooler, I know.
Oh my god, fantastic.
Yeah, she's very cool. I vouch for Vagina Wrinkle. So, all right.
Me too.
Did you say you also vouch for Vagina Wrinkle? This is why you're not allowed to sit in the background of these fucking things.
I kind of like it. It's like a commentary track.
Yeah,
He's like that audience live show for sitcoms,
Oh, like a heckler. He's
Yep.
in the back.
This is how I
That's
get my
awesome.
work.
That's exactly how you get your work. You stand on the sidelines and make people laugh, and eventually they're like, "Hey, you should get your husband in here." I'm like, "You're right, I should. Let me go get him."
That is the way.
All right, so we will let you go, Morgan, but we will talk to you again soon. So thank you
Yeah,
for
Yes,
thank
joining
you
us.
so
please. I
much.
had so much fun.
We did
Bye.
too.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. All right, that was great, Morgan. I'll remember
Wow.
more again. More again.
Yeah.
More again.
Yeah, see what I did there? I'm so clever. But
Very
You
clever.
witty bastard, you.
yeah. And it's great to have you back here, Tara. I'm glad you're part of the show.
Thank you. It's always so
Yeah.
fun. I just love just listening to everyone's stories because I see these movies posted so much and I see photos of the behind the scenes, and just to hear about the community and everything that goes on is crazy. It's just blows my mind.
Yeah, we'll have more folks on from New Village Video. I know new stuff's gonna be on New Village Video soon too. So tonight we're gonna give out a prize package here. So you're gonna get an autograph by Nasty Neal End Zone 2 flyer from my first feature film, End Zone 2. An autographed flyer of Arbor Day signed by me and Terrible Troy, which we'll be launching the campaign soon, and some stickers, Without Your Head sticker, and a collection of slasher stickers. We've got
Ooh.
all the guys riding the Mystery Mobile, Chucky. I think this is Jason's head being split apart for some reason, but it's pretty cool. That might be Freddy and Jason now that I think of it. Ghostface and Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Woo-hoo.
Here,
Good deal.
Yeah, every Thursday we're going to have some kind of little prize here. We'll get that out here momentarily. But I did ask people to send in trailers, and we will watch them. So would you guys like to watch a few trailers here?
Yes. I'm
Always
down.
down with that.
All right, let me grab them. So in the future, if you would like your independent trailer to play on the show, you can message me on Facebook, or you could on X, or email me at withoutyourhead@gmail.com. And we'll show them live on the air. And I think I scared some people because I said we'll give our honest opinion, which we will. But I mean, that means like we'll like it, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ's kind of mean, so he might not like it when he's here.
That's what we love about him, though.
Yeah, but a good thing about AJ though too is he has really, really bad taste.
Mm-hmm. Self-admittingly too. You know, he'll tell you himself.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. AJ's not here tonight, but he'll be back. All right, here we go. So the first one up is Bring On the Damned, which is going to be streaming on Troma Now. And the folks from this will be on. They want to come on the show. I believe this is also an anthology.
I like the title.
Let's begin. Bring on the Damned. Featuring 5 tales of blasphemy, obsession, perversion, nihilism, and sadism. What's going on here? Bring on the Damned. If you like thrills, chills, sex, and violence, bring on the Damned.
Oh, there's Dylan, actually, yeah.
I want that.
Come. Get. Damned. Bring on the Damned.
That was great.
Yeah, I'm down.
Uh-huh.
Bring it. Bring on the Damned.
Bring it on.
What's all stuff we like? Blasphemy and violence and very fun trailer. Yeah. And I saw some folks we know there. I saw Dylan Mars Greenberg was in one of those. Who will be interviewing Saturday. That'll be on Saturday.
Yes.
So that'll be cool. I saw
a little bit of allergies. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right. Well, we hope you're all right.
That time of the year.
Well, yeah, it's just the time of year we're in, just runny and sniffly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's this is what I recommend for allergies because people come to the show for advice, and that is local honey.
Oh.
Because it has to be local honey because it builds up a natural tolerance to the pollen in the air.
Yeah, because Neal used to come down with it like crazy every summer. And since he's been doing that, it's night and day. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of that honey that makes you hallucinate?
Yeah, that and it's really hard to get. They climb up this big mountain to go get it.
No
Yeah, it's like in
kidding.
poppy fields. There's a gas station by where I live that sells it.
Wow.
I
I
can't do
guess
anything.
whatever the bees would be like, pollinating, I guess they would kind of bring that back to their
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah. I can't
Makes
do
sense.
anything like that because, like, I already have like crazy vivid dreams. And
Uh-huh.
so it's like, no, I would die.
We're gonna have to do a show someday where we all take hallucinogenic honey.
Yeah. Then watch Cannibal Holocaust.
I'm down for this. All right, so the next
What
one,
have we here?
this is Open Wide by my friend Sam Fox. She makes a lot of cool films. Phoebe, a pious young woman questioning her faith, matches with a charming couple on a flirty dating app and discovers that her curiosity has lured her into a threesome from hell. It's premiering this weekend at Chattanooga Film Festival.
Cool.
It also has another big festival coming out, but I'm not allowed to say yet. But it's good for them. It's a very big one.
Meet Ron, an enthusiastic charmer who adores jazz.
I love jazz.
Meet Vera, his doting housewife who will do anything for family.
You're not going anywhere.
When a flirtatious app brings a pious young woman questioning her sexuality into their home, boundaries get pushed open wide.
I'm open-minded.
Well, that was very quick and to the point.
Oh yeah. That one.
I believe it's a short.
More. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I believe it's a short film, so you couldn't have too long of a trailer. I'm into that. If you've not seen Sam's other short film, she did Fucking Nuts is the name of it, and it is very funny. Very funny. The other one they sent to me, and I don't think I copied the link, so I'm going to go grab this link, but it is the from Gregory Blair, Deadly Revisions. It's the director's cut of Deadly Revisions, which he made, I think, about 10 years ago, but this is the new uncut version.
Okay.
Let me go find it quick. But yeah, this Saturday we'll be interviewing Dylan Greenberg. She's been on the show several times. She's very cool. All right, here we go. In a lot of different things. Experimental filmmaker. All right. That's just me talking here while I'm loading this up. I could have prepared and had these all just loaded, but all right, here we go.
No fun that way.
Yes.
What happened to me?
You've been in a coma, I'm afraid.
I really appreciate this, Dieter. Hey, no problem. I never use the place.
My name is Allie Morris. I'm an amnesia specialist. What's the first thing you remember before the fall?
After right, that's my therapy. I was just thinking, if this were to actually happening to me, it'd make a pretty good movie. What would? My dreams. My past mixed with my movie. You got a writer. All alone. In a cabin. Haunted by his own past.
What are you afraid of, Mr. Torn?
Deadly Revisions. It looks very Stephen King-ish.
It definitely did, yeah.
Bill Oberst Jr. I'm a big fan of, so that was cool.
He always
These
makes
are-
it legit.
These are actually really good quality, like the filming and the acting and everything. These are really good.
Yeah. All right, very cool. And yeah, send those in the future, and we'll play them here on the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
So, what are you guys' opinions on like the trend of the fairy tale horror movies? So, like, a lot of these fairy tales are now public domain, and then they make a horror version of them, like Winnie the Pooh. And I know some people are very against them. There's a Popeye horror movie and stuff. I like the idea. Some of them I've seen are not particularly good, but what do you think of the whole idea of doing this?
The idea sounds cool. I've actually haven't seen any of them. I have so much catching up to do on movies.
So the one that comes out in July 2nd, is The Death of Snow White, and it's fantastic. I watched it the other night, and I interviewed the woman.
You've seen it then.
Yeah, but it's coming out it's going to have a limited theatrical run at select theaters, and then it's going to be on video on demand. And so it's not like a parody where some of these are like parody films. They actually took the real like story, the old Grimm fairy tale, Snow White, and did a horror movie version of it. So it's like very dark, lots of dismemberment, beheadings. Got the seven dwarves actually played by little people. They're not, CG or anything like in that new Snow White. Tons of blood. I am lots of boobs too for people who are in that. So it was so good. It was surprisingly good. I would highly recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not against the idea of these movies. I've only seen a few so far, and I haven't liked any of them. So
yeah, the Winnie the Pooh.
I wish they were better. So this one sounds good. So hopefully, like the trend will keep like rising.
Yeah, I need to see the Popeye. I think there's a few different Popeye ones.
Yeah, the one that I watched a little bit of, and I loathed it. I couldn't get through more than like 20 minutes. It was terrible.
Oh no.
But I haven't seen like the Steamboat Willie one, or I guess there were two of those, right?
Yeah, there's two or three. There's three, I think. I saw two of them. Screamboat Willie with the guy who plays Art the Clown. It's very much a parody. It's more of a comedy than a horror movie, but it is fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then there was I Love Willie, I think it's called, and it was a straight up horror movie. Very strange.
Okay.
Very little to do with Steamboat Willie, because it's not Mickey Mouse that's public domain. It's Steamboat Willie, but they're all pretty much connected.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So we need to find a public domain character and make a movie about it. So I'm waiting for like.
How long does it take? Is it like 100 years?
I think it's like 100 years. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
So I don't know when like the Hamburglar or something becomes public.
You might have to wait a while for that.
Yeah. Wait, like 40 years.
And the Hamburglar. Yeah.
Like Ronald McDonald horror films.
Yeah. I really want a Mayor McCheese. That's like my favorite character.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of creepy anyway. But yeah.
He's fucking creepy.
Do you know Mayor McCheese, Tara?
No.
He's got a big burger for a head. He's insane looking.
Yeah, because I don't think he's really around anymore, but he was a character when I was a kid. And
Doesn't he have like a little top hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think he's kind of creepy because he's got like a big burger head and
Mayor
all those guys at the time, like the Grimace and stuff. They were all pretty spooky.
If I ever got a tattoo, it's gonna be a Mayor McCheese tattoo.
It's like those old Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. What was the Nicolas Cage one where it's basically that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
That movie was actually really good.
Yeah, I
enjoyed
both
it
really
a lot.
liked.
Yeah.
That was the first movie Troy and I went to at the theaters when the theaters reopened after COVID.
That's true. Yep.
I just love that he doesn't talk ever in the movie.
Yeah.
That was so funny. And it was like gory. There wasn't blood because it was the animatronic.
Yeah.
But I love how he just
Five Nights at Freddy's, but it was something like that. It was.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
It's basically just Nicolas Cage versus Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
It's looks like Willy's Wonderland. There we go.
There you
Thank
go.
you, Dustin.
Good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, we even had the director on and the effects guy. Dustin's a good man. I'm just gonna throw this out here. If you want to jump on real quick, we won't be staying on forever. But if anyone out there would like to pop on and say hello, you are welcome to do so. Here is the link in the
Come on and
chat.
talk about allergy remedies.
Yeah, that's what people turn into the show for. It's, yeah, we'll hear about some horror movies, but I really want to know how I remedy my allergies this season.
Yeah, every time we have an allergy health section for no reason.
Well, to help people, like Tara here.
Yeah.
So
I want some ancient remedies, like, just some crazy, like, old traveling witch remedy, like, eat a toad and rub like a dwarf's head or something, something insane.
Inhale some puppy's breath.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Bunch of ingredients that you can't readily find, and things like that.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm sorry, Morrigan. I actually saw her message afterwards. She was asking if she could, she would have been welcome to stay around, and she could have watched the trailers with us. But I didn't want to be I don't want to take all her time here, but she could have definitely stayed around. I appreciate that.
That sneak in next week. She can come in.
She's such a lovely person.
Yeah, I think she really fit in the show, and she's killing it out there. She's in tons of stuff and got a lot of stuff coming out. And she
is.
She knows her stuff. She knows a lot about horror movies, which I like to see, because not too often, but we've interviewed people who don't like horror movies, but they work in horror. And I always think, like, I would just lie and at least tell people I like horror movies, because it is kind of weird, like, to be like in a bunch of horror movies and you don't really even like them. You know what I mean?
That is random. Or like people who are in Star Wars or Star Trek, but they've never seen any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is some strange things, right?
All right. Let's see. Mr. Ludite is here. Ludite Supreme. What's up? Oh, you got a good camera here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's not in the tunnel today. I'm used to the mining helmet, and
How's it going?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm good.
Everything is groovy.
Groovy and tubey.
I finished my coffee, but people don't realize when I do the show, I bring a black coffee and a cup of tea.
Oh,
ooh.
Double fisting.
Double fisting. Yeah, my energy drink is getting low. I'm trying to switch from like the hardcore energy drinks to like yerba mates and things like that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, it's hard.
What were you normally drinking?
Either Alani News or just like the White Monsters. But now I found like these little like energy mints.
I've never seen those.
Yeah, they don't have caffeine. They just have like B vitamins and
that's good deal, yeah.
And like green tea extract, but they work really good. I'm gonna take one right now.
Hey, Tara. Hey, Terry. Hey, Neal.
Hello, Anthony.
What's cooking?
I'm good.
Well, that's good. Dustin's a fan of mushroom coffee. I've heard that's really good.
I'm a fan of Jane Coffee. I just wrote about you guys.
I hope it's all good. Nothing bad.
Tara, I'm gonna do you soon. Your story.
Anthony's writing his memoirs.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What year are you up to now, boss?
2013.
Nice. You're getting there.
Yeah, so I'm good. I'm supposed to go see How to Train Your Dragon, but he got. Yeah. I'm great. It's been a long time since I talked to you, Neal and Troy.
Yeah, it's been a week, I think.
A week, yeah. Yeah, so I'm good and everything. I'm watching the game. I'm watching the Thunder versus the Pacers. Yeah.
See any good horror movies? There's some stuff coming out. I really wish I would have saw Dangerous Dangerous Animals. It didn't play very long in only select theaters, and it's about like a serial killer who like kidnaps a woman and like is going to feed
like a necklace, Tara.
To his pet shark.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. gonna post it on Instagram. You wanna? I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm good in everything. I'm gonna go see Superman. I'm trying to get the tickets for Superman, but I've been so busy.
They'll still
He
be
is
there.
good.
So be there. And Fantastic Four is the next one.
28 years later, I think. This
I
week.
heard Sledgehammer. I watched a video on Sledgehammer Horror. They didn't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Take my word for it.
28 years later is playing this weekend.
Megan playing next. The next weekend is Megan.
Yeah, Megan 2.
Wow.
That looks good.
Yeah.
So our mom has never seen, Troy and I's mom's never seen 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later. So
Wow.
she's going to watch them this weekend, and me, Troy, and our mom are going to go see 28 Years Later Monday.
Well, I'm going to go see How to Train Your Dragon on Tuesday, and then next week, Megan, and then try to get the tickets for Superman.
You got a full boat there. You got it
Yeah,
prepared.
I know. I got the Superman dog. I got the Superman dog comic. I didn't win no tickets for the world premiere.
Oh. Next time.
Next time, yeah. I'm looking forward to everything. I just want to say R.I.P. to my friend Madeline Dillon.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony.
I posted that on social media, you know, and I just did a live reaction to it on Saturday.
Yeah, super a great filmmaker and just a really supportive and nice person.
Hey, Adam.
Hi.
Hello,
Hey,
Adam.
Hello.
It was sad. I was crying. I was crying on the stream Saturday night.
Yeah, very unexpected.
Oh yeah.
Jessa posted a video, picture of that. You know, I'm praying for Jessa.
Yeah, I don't
praying.
think anyone ever. I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about Maddie, and so I just
She will
saw,
be
like,
in my
people
memoirs.
sharing,
My memoirs. You know.
yeah, people sharing stories
You know.
about her and talking about.
I wish I was at the funeral, but I paid my final respects on Instagram.
All right. Well, it's very nice, Anthony. Anthony, we will talk to you soon. All right, my
All right,
pal.
bye, Tyra. Bye, everybody.
Hi, Anthony.
Bye, Anthony.
Adam Platinum. I have not heard from you before.
Oh, I'm a lurker from IYH. I used to watch you on In Your Head, but I haven't paid attention to wrestling for a long time. So, but then I saw your live pop up, and I was like, I'm gonna check out and see what Neal's doing.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't like, I'll never come here again.
Yep. He's like,
No,
screw this,
I
I'm
was
out of here.
I'm kind of interested in the Ohio film thing. You know, it would be nice to be in some stuff.
Honestly, I recommend that because people out there, you know, you probably think like, how do I get involved in movies? And I think there's no matter where you are, there's probably like an independent film committee. You just have to find it.
Yeah, I'm actually on a movie on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, White Noise. I'm in it for like 30 seconds in the background.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've done a little bit of that, a little bit of community theater, stuff like that. So, but
nice.
Also a big horror movie fan, and I don't know. I was looking at the list of what's coming up. I guess Megan 2.0 would probably be on the highlight.
Yeah, I really like the first one. Was really surprising to me because sometimes I don't like the bigger mainstream horror movies, but that one was actually really fun. The first Megan, and the second one looks really fun. If you've seen the trailer, they really have fun with the idea of why would you rebuild Megan that killed all these people? It's kind of a dumb idea. And so they're aware of that, and they have fun with that in the trailers.
Yeah, it's kind of like the actress that portrayed Megan got older, and then they had to write around that a little bit, you know?
Yeah, because they're like, oh yeah, and I want to be taller.
Faster and stronger. And hey, you remember I tried to kill you, but don't worry about that. I'm fine now.
Yeah, so my daughter's 10, and she was always really afraid of horror movies. I thought, you know, as a parent, I got to introduce her to some of that stuff at some point.
Yeah, you got to really scare her.
Not that, but you know, I think like when I was younger, I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 watching Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that. That's what kind of broke me in. But so she kind of dipped her toes in a little bit with Megan.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I
because
think
it is a fun movie too.
Yeah, and there's like a non-gory version, and you know, I think that kind of started something. So now she likes, you know, the tamer horror like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got to bring them up right, you know.
Sure. I think Terry got into horror movies later in life, right? Like
I did,
because you weren't watching them, I think, when you were younger.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of horror films, but the ones I did watch, like for some reason, my mom loved that movie, The Thing.
Oh
So
yeah,
That's a great movie.
That's a
when I
good
was
one.
like 6, so so that was cool. But I think she just had a crush on Kurt Russell, so she didn't.
So does my mom, actually. So yeah, I get that. And I bring this up a lot, Tara, but the Thing board game is so fun, and so someday we'll have to play it together. We'll meet at a convention or a festival, whatever, and I'll bring it along. And you need a group of people, and you play the actual characters from the movie, Kurt Russell and Wilfred Brimley and all those guys. And one of you may or may not be the Thing, and as the game goes on, more of you can become the Thing. And if you become the Thing, you don't tell your other players, but you try to sabotage everybody.
Cool.
So it really there's a lot of lying involved, and then people start to fight and I think this guy is the Thing. And I remember the last time we played it, every time they thought I was the Thing, and I was never the Thing. But for some reason, they always thought I was the Thing. And the first time we played it, we all voted to burn. I forget her name. I'm sorry. Jeff's girlfriend. So we're playing it, and we think she's the Thing. So we vote to burn her alive with the flamethrower in the game, not in real life. We don't, burn her up. But and then it turned out she wasn't the Thing. And I actually honestly felt guilty, and I still kind of feel guilty today. It's like, we burned this innocent woman alive in this game.
That sounds like the video game Among Us.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
I've played
It's
that.
very much like that.
Right now, I just play a lot of Magic the Gathering.
The physical cards, collecting the cards and playing the cards. That's cool.
And I love to just pretend to just be really subtle so no one attacks me, and then try to come out at the end hard. Really fun
Right
though.
on.
They have a lot of horror art in it, so I think that's why I like it so much, like vampires and zombies, and it's a lot of it's that really old school style, you know?
Yeah, like very much Dungeons and Dragons-esque, magic.
Yes, and I do play D&D as well, so
I grew up playing D&D with Troy a lot. Second edition.
Cool.
I still have the old hardcover books.
What character did you play?
My first character was Barlar, who was a magic user, and then when I got a little bit older, I really liked Rangers. They were my favorite to play.
I love playing barbarians, giant barbarian men, because I think it's just the opposite of me. So I can just live through that and just be big and buff. So it's really fun. And I always like to make them really emotional as well.
That's kind of one weird thing on my bucket list. I've never actually played D&D in my life, in my 42 years.
Yeah, I used to play role-playing games all the time as growing up into my 20s, I would say. And then it's just, I don't have anyone around anymore that would play with me. Besides,
it's kind of like when I was younger in school, I thought it was too nerdy, And then now it's like friends are so separate, it's hard to get people together.
Now it's kind of cool to be a nerd. When I was a kid, it wouldn't, wasn't cool to watch pro wrestling or play D&D or watch weird horror movies like Basket Case.
Was what I was.
Well, I thought it was cool, but it wasn't really the big cool. But now I think it is cool to do all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to downplay it, if you're trying to be cool. But nowadays,
I did. I mean, I just let everyone know that's what I like to do. And I was in the chess club, which is another really cool thing.
I'm catching up on all of my wrestling because I never watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But I started from just all the earliest Monday Night Raws I could find on. I think they have it on Netflix.
Yeah, because it moved to Netflix.
I just entered the Stone Cold Steve Austin era, the Attitude era. So
you want to go to YouTube and go back as far as you can. The further you go back, the better it gets.
Yeah, right now, from everything I've seen so far, My favorite wrestler is probably Gold Dust.
Really? Yeah, we had Gold Dust on my wrestling podcast.
What? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
He's
Dustin
my
Rhodes.
favorite. He just makes me laugh. You know, like I love I like the wrestling that has the theatrics and the costumes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then my second favorite would probably be Shawn Michaels. And then my third would probably be The Undertaker.
Okay, so I've never interviewed The Undertaker, but we also had Shawn Michaels on the podcast, too.
What?
Yeah.
And
we had Paul Bearer on several times, Undertaker's manager, which I don't know if he was still his manager when you're watching, but is he around any of the stuff you're watching, Paul Bearer?
Yeah, I just like got into all that whole era. So that's fun.
Oh yeah.
You can probably only get guys that are like not under contract now, right? That's pretty locked down.
Well, we had Shawn Michaels on when he was still under contract to WWE. It really depends the era. Like there was a while they would not let anyone on anything internet related. Today they probably would, but it's probably like stuff that's like attached to like a big name person. You know what I mean? Like they would let him on the Stone Cold podcast, but they probably wouldn't let him on.
You're selling your nasty goddamn Neal, goddamn it.
Exactly. I actually tried to get Undertaker on this show not too long ago, but it didn't work out. Yeah.
If I could go back into time, and if I had known about wrestling, I would have wanted to go into wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. Like as a wrestler.
Yeah, but I would wear like a mask and like do like an old school like 60s outfit with a little cape.
Nice.
You know, like
still got time.
Yeah, exactly. What's stopping you? Come on.
Oh, I'm too old. I'd probably break.
I don't know about that.
Oh, Neal's got the lucha mask. He's ready.
Oh, that's badass.
The Ultimo Dragon mask.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
It's beautiful.
There we go.
Okay, well, thanks for letting me be a random join-in.
Yeah, you can. We're live every Thursday, Adam, and then we also pop
Adam,
up every once in a while other days. So come on in anytime.
Yeah.
And Vagina Rickle says to follow her on IG or whatever, and she will help you get involved in the Ohio movie scene.
All right.
Do
Peace.
it to it.
Bye.
Adam, thank you for popping in. Yeah, I just happen to have wrestling masks here. You know.
I love masks.
Yeah, for my personal life here.
Wow, look at that. Oh, that's cool.
This one's Neal Mascaris.
Nice.
That one fits pretty good, actually. Yeah.
That does look cool.
Yeah.
So now Neal's gonna not take any bumps and not do any jumps.
Walk on your tiptoes, suck in your gut. That's Neal Mascaris. That was what he did. Knock out Foley's front teeth, you know.
You were famous for not doing anything for anybody.
Just very much like me. That's what I'm famous for.
Yeah. Neal,
I don't know if you know that. You probably don't know this. So I briefly, Tara, did wrestling commentary. Let me show you a picture. It's a pretty embarrassing picture, I'll be honest. This was me as Uncle Slam, Jackie Jones.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Troy's behind me there with the Just Incredible sign.
And Nick the Diesel, who I haven't seen in years. I hope he's doing well.
Wow. That's so cool. Was it like a live event?
Yeah, it was live in Sandwich. It was at a high school. They had some ECW wrestlers there, Just Incredible and Spike Dudley, and then like a lot of local guys. It was fun.
I love underground wrestling.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The local stuff. It's so cool because I never knew how real a lot of this stuff was, and it's just like someone throwing tacks on the stage and then
like hardcore wrestling. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you can like smell the blood, and then they go backstage because we were photographing the event, and they're just like, oh, "Did you get a good shot?" And there's just blood running down their face. Cool.
I like that. This is very funny to Tara.
Yeah, if you got a good poster and somebody puts like a good bloody handprint on it, it's pretty awesome.
Wow, I never
Vegas.
thought of that.
Yeah.
Do you have one like that?
I think I do. I think, who was it? Might have been Sabu, I think, has a good
Rest in
handprint
peace,
on it.
Sabu. He died.
Yeah, he was great.
Not too long ago.
Wow.
That would be a person I think you would like to watch. Sabu stuff. Was a
He was
hardcore wrestler,
amazing.
but did really wild stuff. Also very athletic.
They're so athletic. It's crazy.
Parker Peters P. Hello, everyone. I wanted to know if you ever had sleep paralysis, which I see Tara actually replied that she does or did or something.
Yes.
Everyone does. You just don't remember it.
It's very scary. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
that
you're like, the weirdest part is you're awake. Like, I'm not dreaming. But then you just like see like an old hag in your room and you can't speak and you can't move. And the only way I was able to let go was if I looked away, and then finally I was able to like wake up or like move. It was very creepy. I definitely believe in all that.
Well, that sounds horrifying, actually.
Was it like is it an ongoing thing, or like was it a one-time experience?
Kind of ongoing. Like I'll see like random stuff and I'm awake and I'm like trying to scream, but I can't, and then I'll just like finally be able to let go and then just like wake up crying or screaming.
Wow.
But I don't know if it's like just an over vivid imagination or if there's a ghost. I don't know. But the place I just moved from was definitely haunted. And I had all kinds of crazy ghost experiences there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was, I don't know if it's still there. There was a sleep paralysis documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember what it was called because I'd always see the poster. Like I thought it was a horror movie, but it was an actual like documentary about it. It was pretty good.
Sometimes horror documentaries actually give me the creeps more than movies. What was that one that came out years ago? It was called Paranormal Witness.
No, I've not seen that.
That one's really scary. You should watch that. I see people in the room as well. For years as a kid, I thought I was being abducted by aliens.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, that's not good either.
What happened? That's scary.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel like someday they'll be able to research it more and find out like whether it's real or like what's going on, you know? It's crazy.
Over on I'm also live streaming this on Kick, Facebook. It's on YouTube, and also started streaming on Instagram live. So, which I haven't been checking. I'm sorry, because the easiest way if you do want to chat is to join the YouTube page. But I'm happy if you watch it wherever you're watching. But filmmaker Joe Lamb on Instagram was just saying that he really liked Megan 1. He said it was great. So.
So I have to watch that before we go see the new one.
Yeah. I think you'd love it. I went in not really thinking I would dig it because it's like, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to see the mainstream movie, man. I want to see, but it's a very fun movie.
Yeah, I need to check out Megan. I've never seen it.
No.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. It's a lot weirder than I expected it to be, and it's funny. It's a good movie, and I do like creepy doll movies.
Oh yeah.
I think because I always had a lot of action figures as a kid, so I do think they kind of don't really get scared, but not so much the doll, but like if there's like a figure of some kind that comes to life, that always kind of gets to me because I still do have a lot of action figures now I think about it. And Morgan said next time she's on, she's going to stick around, watch your trailers with us, and take the video calls. So very good.
Down with that. Yeah. Excellent.
So I think Morgan will be a regular guest here. She was super cool and I think really fit in with us.
That would be so fun. I loved hearing her stories about the haunted houses and like the extreme
crazy stuff. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And her
I need to watch
it. I like too. That was
I did too. Yeah. I need to watch that documentary too about because I know about McCamey Manor, but I didn't know, about some of these other ones.
That's crazy. You
McKinney
had him.
Manor stuff's really bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When they start like waterboarding people and stuff, like
Yeah,
I
they've
just
actually
can't
like
understand how anybody would enjoy that.
rip people's teeth
No.
out with like pliers and stuff. I mean, like really
Yeah.
insane stuff.
Just masochists, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they got.
I don't know.
We had.
Some
I had
men
the guy
can't
on.
afford a dentist.
Yeah.
I had the guy on, Russ McCamey, and he seems like a really normal guy. So I could see how you would talk to him and be like, oh yeah, this is just a normal guy. But if you watch the stuff they do, it's very like. And I think that's how he brings people in.
Yeah, he kind of disarms them. He looks kind of like Rex Ryan, the old football coach.
Yeah, he looks like a pretty normal dude, but
Yeah.
I mean, and no one's ever completed the whole thing. They usually don't last long at all. So he just likes to torture. Honestly, he brings people into torture. I think she's absolutely right.
Yeah, and it's a big list of the same people every year. I remember in the documentary there was this one woman. She had gone 7 years in a row or something, and she couldn't wait to go back. Like, I don't know. Not for me.
Everyone's got their thing, I guess.
Yeah, I know they signed a waiver and stuff, but I don't know.
Just go get beat up.
Like, I'm too happy in my life. I don't need a change that drastic.
No. Let's see here, Parker. It's true they say aliens are entities from another dimension that live in another plane. It's really scary. All right, so let me grab the folks here. So I kind of like this, and I also dislike it. But YouTube now, they like rank the top the top chatters here of the evening.
Cool.
So there's quite a few people tonight. We'll do the top 10 here. We got Dustin Nance in at number 10. Crickfoot Lives at number 9. Vagina Wrinkle is at number 8. Puppy Sluter Self here is at number 7.
Nice.
Parker Peters at 6. Monster Kid Productions at number 5. I Can something at number 4. I'm not even sure who that is, but apparently they're chatting a lot. I didn't see them. Number 3 is Platinum Dragon. Is Adam called him. Number 2, Dave Deadman. And number 1, Mr. John Reddy. So one of these top 10 folks will win these prizes here. I should have had a like a 10-sided die or something. If I was thinking. I kind of like this mask because then it forces me to use my hands. Like that.
Oh, I like that.
I like it. I think you should keep the masks.
Hooray! Yeah.
You have to emote like. I like
Arriba! Let's see. How do I do this? Do I write like 10 on? Do I pull out paper or what? All right. Let's see. We got a pen. I'm gonna write.
I don't believe I have a 10-sided die handy. I'm afraid.
No, we'll do that next time. We have a lot of dice around, but
I have some dice somewhere, but
I have all 6-sided.
Yeah.
That's kid stuff. 6-sided. We need the cool stuff.
Yeah, but I have giant 6-sided dice.
Oh, that's great.
Big rocky ones. Okay.
Oh, you have a big dice.
It's not the size of the die. It's how you use it.
It's the skill of the roller.
Exactly.
Die of
We got a size queen over here. Troy's trying to shame me about the size of my die.
That's, hey.
All right. This is very scientific here. We're ripping up paper. All right.
Yeah, but I'll give you props. At least you didn't lie. You weren't like, oh, yeah, I got him here. Number 6.
Yeah, no, this is going to be all in the up and up.
All right.
I need one more shard of paper here. All right, here we All right. Although Tara probably shouldn't be eligible to win, but why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna start chatting more often so I can win.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Reddy's on screen too, and he's eligible. So
That's true. That's true.
I think it's only fair.
All right, we're gonna mix these all up. I know everyone's getting really excited.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
This is not easy to see out of. I'm surprised they can wrestle in these.
Yeah, I think between not being able to see and breathe, it might be a problem.
All right. So they're all going in this Macho Man head. Ooh, yeah, the Macho Man. Troy does a better
like
Macho Man.
gimmicky things. Oh yeah, dig it.
This is actually a bank, but I use it to keep pens and stuff.
The cream always rises to the top.
Yeah, pink skin.
Dig it.
Alright.
Macho Man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got dueling Macho Man. All
Pretty
right.
good impersonation.
All right. I'm just doing an impression of Troy doing an impression.
Yeah, exactly.
So here it is. Who is it?
It is.
What is that?
That's a 4. But
That's a number 4.
I think they're disqualified.
Who was number 4? Let me go. Number 4 is, I don't know who that is. I Can Barriclid.
Did you say that was the person that had
I don't know who they are.
jumped on? Was that Mr. Platinum?
No, Platinum was number 3.
Oh, okay.
Who is this?
Who are you, number 4?
I don't even
Make
see.
yourself known.
Are they like a spammer that we? Maybe they're just a spammer.
It's an
They don't
evil
show it.
troll, yeah. Like
I don't think this person's even here.
I don't think they really exist
All right,
at
I think
all.
we're gonna pick another one because I don't even see this person.
Throw 4 away. Go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Pull out the Macho Man
I
again.
think it's like some kind of bot. I honestly think it's a bot that.
Lots of people do that.
Yeah. And then they infiltrated the coveted Macho Man head.
Miss Elizabeth, let me tell you. Oh yeah.
All right. So here we go. This is the real winner.
Oh,
the prize package.
Did you put like a whether
Number
it's a 6
6
or a 9? Okay.
It's a
Number
6.
6.
Who is 6?
Sweet number 6.
Is Parker. Parker
Oh.
Peters here. Parker Peters, you have won yourself. So email
prize
me
pack.
at withoutyourhead@gmail.com and I will send this out to you. You won yourself some cool stickers, including Friday the 13th, Ghostface.
Ooh.
I think it's Freddy and Jason head being split in half with a robotic skeleton. So I don't know why, but
It must have significance of some kind.
Chucky.
Chucky's always.
Congrats.
Look at this. This is Leatherface and Chucky and
In the mystery machine.
Yeah, they're all driving the mystery machine. Ghostface, Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy. Without your head sticker, the old logo. And an autograph, Arbor Day, autographed by me and Troy, and an autographed End Zone 2 by Nasty.
Nice.
So
Well,
there you go.
congrats.
Yeah.
It's always fun to win stuff.
Yeah, so email me your address and I will send those out. Dave Deadman won the last week. I'm going to send his out. Troy just signed. Me and Troy signed a bunch of these today, so they're ready to ship out.
Woo! Congrats.
Maybe I'll send a bunch to Tara. She can sign them, send them back. We'll figure it out.
I will.
All right, that'd be fun.
I'll put some lipstick on and give it a kiss.
Yeah,
that's the
that'd
best.
be cool.
I'll sneeze on it.
That's what AJ will do too.
That's my
You know,
deal.
some good lipstick on it if you want.
So, Ludite, do you have anything to plug?
Sort of. I tell you this weird thing I did in your box. It's not really a trailer, but I didn't need to set the trailer show it. Just
do you want me to show it live on the show?
if you want, you can let me know what you think.
All right.
Weird.
I've not seen it. It's not going to get us kicked off YouTube. You don't pull out your beanbag or anything like that.
You wish.
I was just gonna tell him.
I was like, if you do, I'll watch it private after the show.
We'll have a private screening.
Yeah, me and Carol watch it.
Video, guys. Just hang on.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull this up. Pull up the video. Not my hands are above the screen here. All right. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Mr. John Ready. Are you ready for John Ready?
No, what it is. They think they have our left. I'll be back, buddy. They will be there. Later. You never see one on a day like this. The one that I've never seen. Perhaps you're lucky, or perhaps there might be some.
Couldn't quite hear it, John. What was going on there?
Oh, I just there that I'm trying to do more movie stuff.
Okay.
I think I need a microphone.
You probably should have the microphone near you so you don't get the wind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good.
I'd like you know about it. And you said like.
Yeah, no, I liked it. And for people who don't know, those
swinger vibes coming up like that. I like
those paintings behind John are done by him.
Oh, cool.
What did you say about the vibes, sir?
Gave me like gunslinger vibes because you were kind of like, easing up on somebody there.
Yeah, it's kind of, I made them go backwards so you get the trolley effect like, the Halloween stuff.
Yep. I like it.
All right, sounds good. All right, send in your trailers for next week. This Saturday, Tara and I will be live with Dylan Mars Greenberg. I think it's an earlier show. I think it's like 1:30 or something, 2:30 like that.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. We'll talk about Spirit Riser. We'll talk about some of our other films.
We'll talk about allergies.
We'll have allergy updates.
We'll never let it go.
Where can people find you, Tara?
You can find me on Instagram. On there, it's Puppy Sloot. I'm also the same name on Twitter. I just post random stuff and updates, so check it out.
And New Village Video. And what are any updates on Scream Queen Zine?
Oh, yes. I'm just finishing up the layout right now and then get it in print, and then I will be showing it and give a little preview.
We were looking.
So
yeah, very cool. We're looking forward to this.
Definitely.
Thank you. I'll send you a copy.
All right, I'd love that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll put it right up here.
Woohoo!
Where can people follow you, Mr. Jones?
They can't. I lock myself away and cannot be found.
Really smart.
Troy is currently making the eyeballs.
Very mysterious.
Troy's helping out with the eyeballs for a puppet that I'm making. I've never made a puppet before. Oh, there they are.
Oh, fun.
The Puppet Brothers. We're going to be making puppets.
The animated hands.
Yes. I am actually, because there's two different ways to do puppet hands. So you can do where they're just foam and they don't move, and you use like the metal, and so they go like this. Or what I'm gonna do is what's called real hand puppets. So there's like gloves, and then you can manipulate. That is what I'm going to attempt to do.
I believe in you. You can do
it.
You
can do it, Chief.
I appreciate that. Tara is always very supportive, even before she was on the show. Yeah, yes, Parker, you won. So email me at withoutyourhead@gmail.com, your address. I'll send that out. And it'll be safe. I won't sell it on the black market or anything like that.
I will.
Not, that's why you send it to me and not Terry. You cannot trust her. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm happy that you appreciate it. All right. We are going to play us out with The Tomb of Nick Cage. We'll be back Saturday, and we'll be back next week. It's good to see everybody. High five. Until next week, this is Nasty Neal. What's up?
Terrible Troy.
Thank you for showing my thing.
And Tara Hutchison. Woo.
And this is Without
Your
Head.